perfectly fine. We are live.
We are live. We had some technical difficulties with my laptop. I had to restart it. So we're going to get some people into the stream.
Yeah.
And then turn the other computer around.
Hey, look. Flower City Comic Con's gone live.
They have.
It's amazing.
Yay! So we definitely have to get a new logo design brand for FC3 Gaming Headquarters.
Yeah, we'll talk to a couple folks about that.
So we're going to do that. I am going to go around and get the other computer situated, started, that type of thing. We have Juno running around.
So here's the thing. Right now, there's not a lot going on because people are still trickling in. So while we're going live on schedule, we are not actually on schedule, which is cool. But kids, go ahead, guys. 1, 2, 3. All these open chairs right here. Are you Everett?
Yes.
Hi, buddy. I'm Chris. Nice to meet you. And you are, young lady?
Abby.
Abby. So Everett, Abby, Ariana. That's not too alliterative. And Jessica. Jessica, are you joining us today?
Yeah.
Awesome. So Tanya is going to be getting another camera up and running so you can actually see the kids. And so as we get settled up, I'm going to get into the comment section here.
Did everyone do their hair? Sorry.
It's
like everyone just went up like that.
All right. So we've got the comment section up in front of us so we can keep an eye on everything. This is going to be a really casual kind of thing. All right. And I'm going to be stepping away from the computer in a moment. Hey, John, good to see you, buddy.
Rapola.
What's wrong?
I sent the link to myself.
Yeah.
But I can't find it on Messenger.
Did you what?
Oh, and we got.
Hey, Tyler. What did you?
Never mind. Found it.
Okay.
Found it.
All right. So I'm going to step away from the camera at the moment, but then we're gonna come right back and we're gonna jump right into it because people are starting to show up. So this is good stuff. And this is going to be weird because frankly we don't know what we're doing. It's fine. It's good. No worries.
Okay. Oh, and this is where we're going to have a problem.
Back away.
They're up going back. So. Hopefully. Definitely bear with me while I work on some technical issues. My screen. Because we're all talking. I do not have the starter kit. I do have a player sample in my bag. So somehow I have to figure out, does that get all of you guys?
It gets me, Ariana, and maybe Everett. That's fine. I don't think Jessica wants to be on camera. She's going off in her own corner.
Okay, so Jess is over here in the corner. Everett, we might have to just move the computer. He's got to stick a hand out.
We can. You have room.
That type of thing.
All right.
So here's my plan for Jessica. So the kids right now either have some of the starter boxes for the starter set.
That's so cool.
Or they have Ariana has the essentials kit, and Jess is using the player's handbook right now.
And guys, there's a whole bunch of 5th edition books, and we have access to pretty much all. Now, one of the ground rules I'm going to say right off the bat: we're going to stick to just the player's handbook for now, because there's Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, there's Xanathar's Guide to Everything. Those expand on a lot of the rules. They give you a lot of cool player options, a lot of race options. Right now, since you guys are getting started, we're going to go ahead and keep it as low key as possible, make it as easy as possible. And then as you get experience and you have questions and you want to try something different, don't feel like you're married to the character you're going to start up tonight. You know, if you're not liking it, if it's not feeling the way you want to play, we can change things up, and we'll bring some new rule sets in along the way.
One caveat: please don't get too attached to your characters.
I don't try to kill people, but it happens.
But it does happen. It does happen, type thing.
Right. Folks that are watching at home right now, can you guys tell us how you're hearing us? We're working on a condenser mic at the moment, or on a snowball mic. So let us know if you're hearing us okay. So we got that going for us. Everett, I have a very important first question to ask you, sir.
Yes.
What's your favorite color?
Blue.
Cool. All right. So there you go. Those are for you. Okay. Black and purple.
I mean, yeah.
Nice. So it's kind of an unofficial tradition that a DM, when there's a new player, the DM gives out dice.
I go to HFL, so black and gold, right?
There you go. She went to HFL.
I did.
There you go. See? Well, I have more than two.
Here's a little.
And this is just one bag.
Sorry. Did you give him the bag?
I haven't given you the little bag yet. I didn't know I was going to have.
I
Does anybody need little bags?
Jess has a box of blue ones.
Okay, I'll put those out there for you.
Jess can always go to my dice bin. Actually, that's one of my sets that Jessica has. That I give to her because people know that I have 20 gazillion. She's blue. 20 gazillion sets of dice. Like Jess is over there. Yeah, see, there's Jess. Oh, I can move that just like that. Chris and I and Jess. No.
We're going to work on this. If this turns out to be a thing, and we start doing this on a regular basis, then we're going to actually have proper cameras.
Regular cameras and things like that. So, and there's two moms downstairs. Two moms, three moms. Your mom said something about going back to work.
So some of these dice are older than two of you combined. I've been playing for 32 years. So yes.
I've been playing since '92.
Mm-hmm.
So
okay, so the
29 years.
Are we expecting anybody else?
McKenna.
McKenna?
Have to make sure the 2 minutes flag.
Okay.
So we'll wait for McKenna.
Jess, would you prefer character sheets that are back to back or separate papers?
Doesn't matter.
There you go. That's the right answer.
Does anyone prefer one or the other? They're going to be a pain in the ass.
We're very excited.
You're very excited.
Well, we're going to fix some of that.
Oh yeah, because okay. Do you have writing utensils or do I have to buy that also? Good pencil. Okay. Well, you guys have your starter boxes, so you can put it or you can take a folder to put your character in.
I mean, I'm making your character.
Okay. All right.
We got a couple of people watching in the background.
Cool. Background noise for folks. We're not normally going to be sitting next to each other on the side of the table. We're going to be basically switching back and forth. So there's going to be times where we're going to be doing role building, and they kind of like big picture questions. I'm going to handle a lot of that. Times doing a lot of stuff. We'll both be involved in role playing at one point or another.
We'll both be up here, so like if Chris is behind the screen, I'll probably sit over there in that corner, so you guys have access to me.
We're going to be each other's ringer.
To say which dice do I roll and that type of thing.
We're not going to leave you hanging. All right.
Not today.
Well, I wasn't going to say that out loud.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So sorry. So
this is not going to be like a game you get on your Xbox or PlayStation or whatever, where you're kind of like along for the ride and you have to do like point A to point B, and you know, you would like, if you're running down the street, you'd like, oh, that looks cool over there, but you can't go over there because the game won't let you go over there. No, this one will.
You go
wherever you
your little
want.
heart desires.
Just keep in mind, repercussions.
Can I create a house inside of the town well?
Not inside the town hall, because usually not a lot of space for a house unless you're playing down.
But what if you like dig into the well?
Well, there's probably going to be some
That's an interesting concept.
guidelines and rules around that
There are
where
some actual.
that
We'll work on
they
that.
might frown upon changing the infrastructure of the town. Yeah.
And there's also a possibility that
June, you're okay with dogs, right? Okay. You want to have a silver by Jessica?
and I'm assuming this is McKenna.
This is McKenna.
Hello, McKenna.
McKenna already has an idea for a character because she's like, this is what I want to do.
McKenna, I must ask the question that I've asked everybody already. What's your favorite color?
Blue.
All right, I'm out of blues. What's your next favorite color? Purple works. Here you go. The ammunition. We always hand out dice to new players. You got a purple too. I would assume so.
No, I handed it off already.
You handed the purple off
Yep.
already?
That's
Well,
okay.
but this one- It's more of a pinkish purple. That works too.
Make
There you go. See?
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
My name is Chris. We haven't met yet.
And this is Tanya. We may
She
or may
knows
not know.
me. Yeah.
This
This
is
is your sister, right?
These are the dance sisters of the six. This is the sister squad.
Okay.
They all got me as their like 12th mom.
Tuna, shut the hell up. Nobody cares.
As their like 12th mom.
Okay.
That type of thing.
And everyone actually obviously not a sister. I get it. He gets dragged along everywhere, so you're the mascot. I've been that myself, so I understand. All right, so this is how we're going to do things. All right, we're going to start with some basics. You're going to start talking about the various characters you're thinking about playing. I'm going to give you a little bit of a briefing on the various things. I see you have all your essentials and starter kits and whatnot, so you probably had a chance to look through things. The first question I want to ask, the first thing you're going to be thinking about is, who is it that you got in your head when you're thinking about being an adventurer? Are you thinking of a fighter? Are you thinking of an archer or a wizard? Are you thinking of a healer? Or maybe somebody sneaky? So those are the first questions you want to ask yourself. And I'm going to start here, and I'm going to work my way across the table, and then we're going to kind of narrow things down. Then we can talk about character classes. We can talk about the various races: dwarf, elf, human, gnome, halfling, half-orc. That's a good start for now. Like I said, we're not going to dip into a lot of the extra books right off the bat because I don't want to confuse the ever-loving heck out of you guys, right? So, Everett, what are you thinking about so far? An archer assassin dude. I know, just the plan for that too.
Ronan.
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 Yeah. Hawkeye in the in Infinity War, right? Did you watch any of the Marvel movies? Okay, so you know the one that at the beginning of
Endgame, when Black Widow has to go track him down in Japan, and he's just chewing bad guys.
Okay,
That's
what I'm thinking of. If you're on the same page with me.
Okay,
Archer and assassin, you can work that very, very easily.
Archer.
Okay, and Abby, how about you?
You have no idea. That's awesome. That's fun. Do you ever watch the Rings? No? Maybe Princess Bride? Okay, favorite character in Princess Bride. Oh my God. That's fine. You can work with that.
Ah, son of a gun.
What'd you do?
Nothing.
Are we off?
It says we're having trouble connecting. Please check your internet connection. It still says that we're on,
Okay.
but I tried to send a message.
Yeah, you're on.
Okay.
You're good.
Doug said that our stream has an echo, and like because we have computers next to each other.
Have you been on the other one?
I did not mute the mic on. No, because we're using Snowball, so I will mute the mic here.
Mute the mic on that one, and then we'll kill the echo. Thanks, Doug.
Exactly how I mute the mic, I'm not sure.
Well, here. I'll get you in a minute, but you're not off the hot seat yet.
Okay. So there you go. With that.
Right click or left click? Okay.
And then click
that
that
off.
No. Okay, allow apps to access your microphone. And then change, go to that. And access for the I think that should kill it. All right, so that should help the echo.
Thanks, Dan.
Turning off the mic on one of them, only here for a second. Yeah. All right.
So you should be able to hear us through the snowball.
Then
Hopefully.
what we're going to do for Abby is a time-honored tradition of you're going to take your dice out. Okay. Where are my players' handbooks?
I gave one to
So my book is out on the
you.
table.
The one that was on the shelf went that way.
Okay, let me borrow that real quick. You're going to take out the 12-sided die. It looks like one of the bigger ones. It's that one right in front of you. Not that one. That's the 20 that you held up. Not that one.
The one
The
next
next
to
one
it,
that has the 7 facing. That's your 12-sided die.
because it's got 12 sides to it. So if
Well,
you
Thank you for that one, Captain Obvious. Without you, we would never have been able to figure that one out.
I could not tell by the name of the die that it was 12-sided.
All right.
what you can do is just start turning them to see what the highest number is on it, and then you'll see how many sides it has.
Okay. So with that being said, Abby, you are going to roll that 20-sided die.
12.
12.
And you rolled a 12.
No, she's rolling the 12-sided die.
Okay.
6.
6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Monk.
Whoa.
Now, that's not some fat dude with a bald spot and a cloak.
Like Kung
All
Fu
right,
Panda
like,
now.
this is more of like your martial arts kind of guy. This is like Jet Li or
No, we just watched Martin Luther in history class. I'm thinking of the real monks.
Okay, so we're not going to be a Protestant monk. You're going to be more of like a Shaolin monk. You're going to be like wee kind of a thing. Iron Fist. Thank you.
Have
Very
you
nice.
What's that? What is
Have
that?
you seen Kung Fu Panda?
You guys, the first piece of homework I'm giving.
She's
the
uncultured.
1, 2, 3, 4 of you. The 4 of you. Piece of homework. Expose her to things, please.
It's really hard. She only reads fanfic.
Yeah.
I'm assuming there's some fan fiction about monks out there somewhere.
Why would I read that? It's probably some weird.
Probably.
All right, so we're going to help Abby roll a monk up. All right, Ariana, what are you thinking?
I'm not sure. She
Okay.
doesn't know. Where's the die?
Well, you came upstairs today.
All right, let her
At
ask some
home.
questions. What do you got?
Like I want like a Merida type.
Merida. Okay.
Yeah.
Ranger.
Ranger. Okay, so we're going to go with that.
I'm being assaulted by a dog.
And that's
Yeah.
fine. It's all love.
So definitely you want to be able to take some stuff down with arrows and things like that.
But have that oneness with nature kind of thing.
Yeah.
Ranger.
What
There's a little dash of druid in there.
Yeah,
if you
Ranger
want to.
Druid. Yeah.
I have some experience in that. I
Oh,
played that
she-
in your campaign.
See?
Yeah.
Really? You hit.
When Tanya first DM'd 5th edition, that was my first 5th edition character, was a ranger with a little bit of levels in druid. So I was one
Very-
with the land, but
Okay.
you know.
Okay. He will be your spirit animal.
Yes, I will.
Okay.
It'll be a thing. It'll be fun.
Oh, let me see.
All
Fallen Asimar.
Yes.
Oh, is that what you were talking? Okay,
Yeah.
this is my fallen SMR here. Is McKenna?
Yeah.
So what
That's a
Class.
race.
Clerk.
Cleric.
cleric?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Now, cleric is one of the coolest classes in the game, insofar as it's flexible as all get out. All right. There are so many different domains, so you can make a cleric that is a tank, or you can make a cleric that is a gentle healer in the background. You can have a cleric that is basically a druid. You can have a cleric that is a little sneaky trickster kind of a person. So what's the kind of the whole je ne sais quoi that you're looking for here? The fallen angel aspect. Are you cranky?
Yeah.
Are you mad at the world at the
Yeah.
moment?
Unless you
Okay.
get chicken nuggies.
We can work chicken nuggies out
Yeah.
easy.
You
There-
have to be lukewarm, by the way.
Yeah.
okay,
Yes.
that's easy to do. You're dealing with medieval cuisine.
Everything's like room temperature.
Yeah, pretty much. All right,
Or moldy.
so what would be your fallen Asimar's kind of outlook on life? Is she here to protect people? Is she here just to hunt things down? Is she the Winchesters from Supernatural?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Like that.
I have an idea for that.
Oh.
I just so happen to be wearing my Supernatural T-shirt today.
I probably won't watch it.
Abby.
All right, so
You gotta watch it.
we have ranged, sort of melee,
Range.
and balanced at the moment. All right, young lady, what do you think, Jessica?
She doesn't know. She got to roll the dice.
Abby's so excited to
Roll
throw
the
people under the
dice.
bus with that die
Is there
right now. I
anything
gotta
with
tell you.
aminals?
What's that?
Anything with aminals?
Anything with aminals? We might have a druid.
Druid.
It might be a druid.
Being taxed.
Betty Betty Yeti. Okay, why don't you go ahead and we can work that. We
I'm
can work
being
druid.
This little horsey figure right here almost looks like Happy.
Stop it.
This-
Everett.
Juno.
Come here.
Junebug, leave him alone. Come here. Right here. Lay down.
Down.
For 5 seconds at least.
Stay.
She's 2 years old, right? So she has all of the nervous energy of a toddler. She leaves all of her toys across the house,
Hey, Elsa.
and she will pee in the house. So she's definitely a toddler. All right. So we have an archer, we have a monk, we have a ranger, we have
And the ranger
priest and druid.
would have the ability to go into melee too.
Mhm.
So
I'm going to pretend like I know what you're talking about.
You know what? I don't
sword
expect
and
you to
board.
right now.
You know when you
I-
came up with the shield and the sword today
Yeah.
from the basement, that
Yeah.
you would have a chance to use a bow and arrow and
I don't expect you to understand half of what I'm talking about right now. But you know what? This is a progress. This is progression. We're gonna go along this whole path line to get you from point A to point B.
I'm going to forget everything by the next time we do that.
That's
I wouldn't worry
okay.
about that.
happens to me.
That's okay. This is what notes are for. This is why we're like, hey, you should probably have a folder and maybe a notebook and some pencils and stuff so that you can like jot some things down so that you can actually remember them. Having the mind of Swiss cheese myself, I understand. All right. So what we're going to do is there are 2 ways of rolling your statistics. How strong are you? How fast are you? How healthy are you? How smart? How charismatic are you? There are ways to figure that out. The traditional way is to roll those numbers out and let the dice tell you what those are. We're going to skip that for now because it's a bit of a complicated step. So we're going to use what's called the standard array, and that's what's here. All right, so you have been given a 15, a 14, a 13, a 12, a 10, and an 8. Higher is better, okay? Some of you are going to pick races that are going to give you bonuses to even things out, and there's pros and cons to each number, okay? So you guys are going to pick where you're going to put these particular numbers. I will give you advice. For instance, with a cleric, high wisdom is important. With a druid, high wisdom is important.
Juno.
All right. For the character build you have in mind, a high dexterity. Again, high dexterity. Okay. High dexterity. All right. So you're going to probably want to put the 15s there in those spots. The stat you're going to use the least is probably the one you're going to put the lowest number in. Now, as you level up, as you get more powerful, you will be able to take opportunities to increase these numbers. Okay. You can also find magic items along the way that will give you bonuses to these numbers as well. So, for instance, say you put 8 in strength. All right. So you're not very strong. Average for an average human being is between 9 and 11. Okay. So if you have an 8 strength, all right, you can carry some stuff around, but you're not really going to be, lifting things and carrying things around. But maybe you find a belt of giant strength, and that gives you a 16. So suddenly you look all frail and tiny like Everett. And then
I feel offended.
Well, compared to Chris, you're tiny.
there are certain side rules that you'll have to understand at this table. We will be picking on each other for the fun of it. If it gets serious, then we'll cut it back. There is no end of movie references except for Abby. All right?
I watch movies. I just don't watch a lot of movies.
Okay.
That's fair. That's fair. How old are you, Abby?
14.
Okay.
She had to stop and think.
Wow.
We're
You
a
thought
month and
that
a day
you
apart.
were having problems
I'm
with
glad she's
memory.
not playing the wizard. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
We're all 14, but Everett, are you 15? 15.
I'm gonna be 12 pretty soon.
There you go.
When's your birthday?
July 5th.
July
Wait, you're in
5th.
the same month?
It's a great birthday.
Gosh, it's so
A friend of mine
bad
was born
for
on
you.
July 5th. So
So back to the
back to where it was.
stats.
Right. So stats, and like I said, if the character gets into play and you're like, I'm not having fun with it, it's not doing what I want it to do, I'm not able to succeed where I want to succeed, then and guess what? We'll set it aside, make you another one. Slot that into the story. Not a big deal. But right now, all right, so everybody put 15s where you think they're going to be the most useful.
Okay.
What kind of class am I? Like
Well, what we're going to
dexterity?
do is I'm actually going to create you as a fighter. Okay? And so the fighter is your good old-fashioned sword and board weapon master type of a person. Has the opportunity to specialize in various things, archery being one of them. Okay, so we're going
Throwing
to.
knives.
You can probably do that. Yeah, there's some rules for throwing things. You can't throw them very far, but you can throw.
Coming over to.
Okay.
I don't know what to put in.
This one already has her numbers in everywhere.
Oh, good.
And this one has their numbers in everywhere.
Yeah,
All right.
see, I was extra and I actually did my whole sheet at home.
All right, now, so
And you
keep
didn't
in
bring
mind,
with you?
you're going to want to
Yeah.
have a decent constitution because your hit points are based on your constitution. All right, each of you, because of the class you pick, are going to have what's called a hit die. All right, for clerics and druids, that's a D8. That's the diamond, the double diamond one, like this fellow right there. That's an 8-sider. Okay. For a fighter, you're getting a 10. For a monk, you're getting an 8. And for a ranger, you're getting a 10, I think, for a ranger. Let me check.
There, I think because they're in the fighter class.
Rangers are 10s, yeah.
Tanya, help me.
Okay.
Agreed. Second that one.
I just stuffed both my toes on the chairs over here.
I've done that, so I remember what that's like. Okay.
What's
I put the
first?
number
Curse
on
words.
Monkey's uncle. Oh man, that really,
I'm
really.
sorry, hon. You okay?
Yes. Take care.
Tanya's more of a klutz than I am. Film at 11. Just saying. All right. So
So Abby was a monk. Okay. So monks are.
where'd you put your 8 then?
Every time you say that, I just see the beginning
Yeah.
of the Martin Luther movie. It's just him falling on the ground with lightning tries to kill him. He's just like begging for mercy.
Think.
No.
Do you play video games?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. What video games do you play?
When
Do
did
you
he
like
die?
it? Do you like it when your health bar is down here or way up here?
Before I walk.
Okay. This is down here at this end.
It's going to be down. All right.
The higher the number, the further up your health bar would be.
For you, I would say a dump stat would probably be like intelligence or wisdom. You're not the brightest or you're not the most cunning. Well, wisdom you can keep it up there because he wants
He's
to be a
got a
cunning
10.
thing.
So should I switch it with
Intelligence. Yes.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay. So can I see the book for a second, Jess?
All right.
Because I have not made a 5th edition monk. So
She plays monks though, so she
For
can help
class
you out.
level, should I put just fighter and
Put fighter. Yeah, fighter level.
Yep.
Everybody's gonna be level 1 starting off.
halfling, gnome, tiefling, ability scores, class features. Okay, cleric. Monk is a separate one, right?
Yeah, monk is separate.
So I'm looking here. It says first, make dexterity your highest ability score. So what's nice if you want to do a quick build out of here,
There are,
each of
are
the
options for
classes
that.
has a quick build option. So
Mhm.
for a monk, dexterity is highest. So then wisdom would be next. And then you want to probably put one of the next ones in strength or con.
Where is Asimar? Is that Xanathar's?
I don't know. It was in a place that she was reading it. And then constitution. And then doesn't matter for intelligence and charisma. Okay, Jess, you were Doodad? Drew?
Yeah, you can't use the little nicknames. They're not familiar with them yet.
Doodad. Let's see. Wisdom should be your highest ability score, so that should be a 15. Then followed by your constitution. And then pull then maybe intelligence would be next with a 13. Then you can pick 10, 12, 10, and 8 for your next ones.
That's gonna.
That's
get
Juno's
annoying.
like, there's a lot of people up here, and a lot of them I don't know.
It's yes. My dog is annoying.
That's not. She had to go potty.
She's annoying.
Oh.
And she had to go
Juno.
potty.
The book back.
Fortunately, McKenna has done her research, and she was asking me last Monday,
Okay.
so she had some stuff done, so the rest of them can be popping into. Oh, ASMR.
Yeah, I'm trying to
You
find it.
want me to Google it? Which book it's in?
Yeah, that's all I need right now is to figure out where the hell I'm looking information on.
Okay, let's see.
Tell me it's Morgan Kings because that's probably the last book I'm going to open up too.
Which five? Volo's Guide to Monsters. It's introduced, defines them as a humanoid.
All right, so what race are you thinking? You can be human, you can be an elf, you can be a dwarf, halfling. No, you want to be an elf. All right, so this is going to work out. This could be fun.
So where it says race up at the top in your little thin character sheet part, Everett, you're gonna put elf, ELF.
I can't find it. This is really starting to get annoying.
You talk, I'll look.
I need to look so I can talk. All right. So with being an elf, Everett, you're going to get some bonuses. All right. Now your dexterity score, which you put the 15 in, right?
Yeah.
You're going to change that to a 17 because elves are more nimble. You also now get dark vision. You'll put that in like a special block. If you see like a special traits or special abilities block, maybe like the lower right. What is that on the lower right corner?
Oh my goodness gracious!
Features and traits.
Yeah, you can put dark vision 60 feet there. Okay.
Dark vision.
What? Yeah, and what that means is that if it's low light, it's out in the evening, moonlit night, or a dark tunnel or something like that, you have a better chance of seeing something than the regular people do.
Dark vision 60 feet.
60 feet.
Okay, it's on page 104. Up at the top, it says Chapter 2, Character Races.
SMR 104. That's the information I needed. Thank you. FPCF. You also have keen senses, which means you have proficiency in the perception skill. Now, right to the left of the attribute block, look at where you put your numbers.
Where your numbers are.
Okay. Right to the left, there's a block right in the middle. That's all the skills. Right underneath it. Right underneath it. Okay. In that list, you're going to see the word perception.
You guys see it?
Okay. Just fill in the circle next to it, and then I'll explain all that in a little bit. Okay.
So I have like fast striking eyes.
Yes. You have keener senses where you're going to notice things more than the average person does.
Higher smell, higher taste, higher hearing.
You're going to get proficiency in it, which means there's a proficiency bonus that everybody gets, and it gets higher as you level up. As yours levels up, you can use that on your perception skill. Okay? Very cool. We're going to move on. Abby, I know the I don't know is probably going to come, but I'm going to ask anyway. Do you have a race idea? Maybe an elf, halfling, gnome, human? You want to be...
Are you prepared for the I
Not
Yes,
yet.
he
Not
will
yet.
be.
I will be. Roll.
12?
Yep.
3.
3, 1, 2. Halfling. A halfling monk.
It's kind of like Yoda in Attack the Clones.
Right. So in your case, you know how like the Vulcans have the nerve pinch from Star Trek where they make people pass out just by gripping them out.
Oh, lots and lots of references that are going to
I've
go.
watched Star Trek.
I don't know what to do here.
Your
gonna have a-
power.
Say something that makes no sense to you, she'll probably get it.
Okay. You're going to have the halfling knee pinch. So basically, because you're going to be like 3 foot tall, 3.5 foot tall. Okay? You're just going to run up to people, grab them by the knees, they're going to pass out.
Ariana's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. As a halfling, your dexterity score also increases by 2. Okay.
There's going to be a lot of giggling happening.
Yep.
A lot of giggling.
Imagine if all 6 of us were here.
Now,
Oh, I'm calling in sick that day.
base movement for a normal round for a normal person is 30 feet. That's in a 6-second span of time, you're covering 30 feet. Halfling, shorter legs, your base movement is 25 feet. There is a move block, I believe, up in the upper middle. So you're going to just put a 25 under movement.
Speed.
Oh,
That one.
25.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, McKenna, for being familiar with the character sheet. Because I don't have one. Oh, I do have one in front of me. Never mind.
You lie.
I made
did
a
lie.
piece of paper from that middle slot right there. Thank you, darling. Very nice. Very
The other
nice.
side of it too.
Nope. That's all I need right now.
Yeah.
All right. Also, as a halfling, you
Still
get
Abby.
you are brave. Halflings are very, very stout of heart.
This is lie.
Your character,
This
not
is a
necessarily
role-playing
you.
game, so you get to be somebody who's braver than you, and that's awesome. Okay. So brave means you have advantage on saving throws versus fear. I'll explain that more down the road. Just keep that in mind. I know you're going to forget it already. All right. Halfling nimbleness. You can move through space of creature that's larger than you. All right. So because you're a smaller creature, so if somebody's in your way, you can kind of cut through it real quick.
Am I supposed to write this down somewhere?
No. It's okay. These are all things you're going to learn over time. You'll get used to it.
It's to be Ariana's character.
Okay. Now you can pick one of two types. So I'm going to have you roll percentiles because there's two types of halfling. There's the lightfoot. They're a little more slender, they're a little quicker, a little more nimble. And then there's the stout. They're a little stockier, a little hardier. They have better constitution. So I'm going to have you roll percentiles and you get to pick that way. High or low.
Is it 12?
Hmm?
Is it 12?
No, just the percent. I'm sorry, I said percentile and I didn't explain what that is. There's two 10-siders. They are identical to each other, except one has two numbers on it. Okay, it'll look like that. And the other one looks like that. I'll put them where you can actually see them. Okay, so those are 10-siders.
Okay.
Okay. That's high. So you're going to be a stout halfling. So you're going to be sturdy. So as a stout halfling, you get an additional bonus of +1 to your constitution. So whatever your constitution score is right now, it goes up 1. You're also going to be resistant to poison damage. So if anybody tries to poison you, you're going to be better at shaking that off and not being hurt by it.
What if it's a deadly poison?
Still has ability
Yep.
to shake it off.
Yep.
So now
That
I'll just
doesn't
be
make
really sick
sense.
and not deadly.
Right.
True. Yeah.
What was your follow-up statement, Everett? I didn't hear.
But what if
Instead of being dead,
Fuck
I'll
no.
just be completely sick.
if it's an instant kill and they inject a lot of it?
They're still.
They get advantage to their saving throw for starters. So they have an advantage. Well, you see, you have to remember, this is a magic.
It's
There's a lot of magic and swords and sorcery in this game.
There's a lot of
And-
suspend of belief too in
Yeah.
regards to.
So there's
You
going
want-
to be creatures out there that are going to take more damage from being set on fire, and there's going to be creatures who are immune to that. There are going to be folks who are healthier than others. They're going to be sturdier. They're going to be faster. They're going to be slower. They're going to be dumber. They might take damage from cold, but not from lightning. You know, there's going to be lots of different little degrees, and you're going to learn a lot of that. And don't worry about not remembering it all right
So
now.
they have like a magic resistance.
Essentially,
That's exactly what it is.
that is. It's good pickup.
They've got a little more of a resistance to the poison.
And now I'm going to take you off the hook at this point because that's all we need for halfling right now. So I'm going to come over here to Haryana.
Have you been thinking?
I think so.
Okay, what are you thinking?
I think I want to be a
You want to be a gnome?
Yeah.
A gnome?
Okay. A gnome Merida. So about 2.5 feet tall with flaming red hair.
Oh my god, you're shorter than me! You're shorter than me!
You can go elf, you can go human, you can go anything.
No, she needs to be shorter than me. She's an elf.
It's up to
It's
you.
up to you.
Wait, are there garden gnome human beings? And
No.
like just normal? Aw.
They're normal gnomes. They're like almost like Santa's elves kind of gnomes.
So how big would they be compared to garden gnomes? So they'd be like
Well, a garden
types-
gnome in D&D is actually a small statue that sticks in your garden.
Yeah.
Yeah, like everybody else has a garden gnome.
Mhm.
And we want lots of garden gnomes around. And
No.
No, gnomes would be like the creatures in the bank at Harry Potter.
those are goblins. But yeah, they're basically about the same
Similar stature,
Yeah.
size wise.
Yeah.
Not facial features. That's something different.
Those are quite ugly.
There's, like I said, human, elf. There's half elf, so it's an elf that has some human blood in them. Dwarf, halfling, gnome, half orc. Those are the choices. You can pick any one of them.
And do you have your phone so you can look and see what they are, or you can look in a book?
Yeah,
I have
I
my
have
phone.
my
There you go. Good man.
So you could always look to see. So think about it, and then we can come back to you in regards to what you want to potentially be.
Okay. McKenna, you want to be a fallen Asimar?
Yes.
I need page 104.
Got it.
In this case, what it is okay, fallen Asimar. So your strength score is going to increase by 1. So whatever you put in strength, you're going to add 1. You will have, not yet at first or second level, but at third level, when you reach third level, you will have what's called the necrotic shroud.
Okay.
All right. So starting at third level, you can use your action to unleash the divine energy within yourself, causing your eyes to turn into pools of darkness and 2 skeletal, ghostly, flightless wings sprout from your back. The instant you transform, other creatures within 10 feet of you can see you and succeed a charisma saving throw or become frightened of you.
Oh my
So
god,
she's the
you're a
Grim
guy.
Reaper.
Sort of. What character did she pick again?
Cleric.
Okay.
Yeah. They don't piss her off.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. That's just from being a scourge or from being a fallen Asimar. There are some base Asimar traits to begin with. So your charisma score, what did you choose?
13.
13. It's now a 15. Okay. Let's see. You will have dark vision, like Everett does.
Yep.
You have a power called Healing Hands.
Mm-hmm.
So as an action, you can touch somebody and they can regain a number of hit points equal to your level. So only 1 hit point right now, but as you get higher up in level, it's a nice little quick heal that help people out. You are one of the light bearers. So you know the light magical cantrip for free, and you can cast it whenever you want. It lasts for an hour. And for languages, you can speak Common, which is like English. Everybody speaks Common kind of a thing. And you also can speak Celestial, the language of the angels. Okay, so that's Asimar.
Yep. And that goes into features and traits, that box, which is the long box.
And I'll tell you now, when third level hits and you can start sprouting wings, from experience, because I've played an Asimar myself, the DM ruled it, and I go with it for fun. When you sprout the wings, it hurts.
Oh.
It hurts. Because it's like there's like an energy surge and just it kind of rips forth. Yes, sir.
I have a question. Can you tame dragons?
It's possible, but you have to be very, very good, and you have to be very, very lucky.
But what
Can
if
you
you're
just
like a
put
baby dragon and
Volos,
you hatch them yourself?
You have to be very, very good, and you have to be very, very lucky.
Yeah.
To
You
pull
have to be
from.
trained and know what you're doing. There's
Let's
there's
do
a skill called animal handling, and you're going to want to be good at that, and you're going to be good at Arcana, so knowing magic. So yeah, and this is something you would actually role play. You have to be able to find dragons. That's the thing, and you have to understand them, and then you have to know what you're doing. You just can't walk up and say, "I'm taming that dragon." Da-da! Pikachu, I choose you. No, it doesn't quite work that way. No, because even a baby dragon will look at you. A baby dragon's about the size of Juno, right? And will breathe fire on you if it doesn't like you.
But what if you kill the mama dragon and take the baby
It's going to
dragon?
be even less likely to like you.
You just killed its mother, Everett.
See, and this is something you guys will learn. Each creature has its own way of evolving and growing.
The races.
Some
So you kind
have,
of pick one that
some are born
you want
completely
to,
helpless, and some are not.
emulate
Yes, Evan.
What if you were raised by
inner-
dragons?
what your inner
Well,
limits
that
are.
would be an interesting plot line. I'm not going to allow happen in this particular game.
I
Like I said, I want
I
to try and keep this one
primarily
simple.
play,
This is
like,
your first
elves,
game. You're learning.
half-elves,
Okay. So we're going to do simple things. We're going to get our feet wet, and then we'll start bringing the more complicated stuff in as we get used to stuff. Fair?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fair.
That's
I have a
Why
question.
do you raise
basic.
that
You're
dragon
just
by dragon
regular,
by
like,
1.5?
In a future game.
how we are as humans.
Absolutely, I'll make that happen. I know exactly. As a matter of fact, one of the races you can choose
We watch Lord
is
of the Rings,
Dragonborn.
elves are the ones
So you
that
can
are
be
really
part
smart
dragon.
and
So you can be part
wise.
dragon. Yeah, like Skyrim.
Me and Abby.
I mean, a face dragon.
There you go. All right. So
Wait,
where
what
was it?
did you
I'm gonna move on to. Are we over here yet?
Yeah.
Yes. So McKenna, do you have any questions right now? Okay. So Jessica, what are we thinking?
Do you need to roll the die?
No.
I don't know.
What race did you?
I don't know. I just asked
Did you guys just agree to something and she backed off of it?
Well, she's like, which one would be probably the easiest for her to start with? And I'm like, probably human.
Yeah.
It's probably the
We'll go with it.
simplest one. And I'm like, I showed her all the pictures of the different races,
Uh-huh.
and she's like, I don't know. Ariana, have you made a decision yet?
I think so. Are you know what? Okay.
I'll
I
come
like
to you.
I like the shifter.
The shifter.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the doppelganger stuff. I don't know if I want to tell you that just yet, but we'll work on it.
Basic races.
Basic races for now.
Okay.
All right. So Jessica, as a human,
So dwarf.
okay,
Halfling,
being yourself, a human,
half
you're
orc,
familiar with humanity
no,
and how it
half
works.
elf,
Not really.
Dragonborn.
Fair. All right. So human traits. Every single one of your ability scores are going to be increased by
Elves.
1.
That's about it.
All right. So do that first.
Character races. That's
Good
what
thing
you
good
wanted to
math.
look at.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah, character races for 5th
Where's the
edition.
bathroom?
As soon as you go down the steps, you go straight across the hallway, and
So
it'll be
then
right ahead of
they'll-
you.
Kind of.
So right on the 2nd floor. Just come down from the attic, and you'll see them. See it right
And then
ahead.
you can view the details to see what.
That was the easiest question he's had for me yet.
In
Yeah,
D&D
tieflings are
Beyond,
fun.
they give you a little snippet of the character races.
Yeah.
Tiefling.
Things are nice.
Yes.
She's
It looks
my
like you're about to say
other
something.
character that I have.
No?
My other D&D character
Okay.
campaign. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Okay. We hit winner chicken dinner.
Where are we?
Tiefling.
Tiefling.
Oh, Sean would be so happy.
Tiefling.
Tiefling stands.
So
I
she-
know,
So she's horny.
like this.
I always knew I was
She's
your
got
type
horns.
for a reason.
She's got horns. What?
I know I do. Now we know why she's cheating on Emily
we're not
with
going
Jessica because she don't have any other side chick.
We're definitely not going there.
The fact that the
Oh,
Girl
they
Scouts
are
know something about side chicks is kind of impressive. I like that.
Ah.
All right. So, as a tiefling, your intelligence score will now go up by
Are they all
1,
Girl Scouts? Okay. And dancers. Okay. got
and
it.
your charisma score will go up by 2. You get dark vision. Okay, like Everett and McKenna do have. I can speak English good.
Yeah, well.
I was an English major in school. I learned how to talk good.
I barely understood you.
That's part of the joke. All right. Hellish resistance. You have resistance to all fire damage.
Juno.
Juno, leave Everett alone.
No,
Come
He's
here.
been peed on enough already.
What?
And let's see. When you reach 3rd level, you're going to pick up a couple of cantrips to play with. Those are minor magic spells. I'll explain all that in another section of tonight. All right. And you have 2 languages under your belt: Common, like everybody else, and Infernal. You
It's
can
the
talk to demons.
opposite of
It's the
what
opposite
she-
of Celestial.
Oh,
So great. Oh my god.
You, as an elf, you can speak Common and you can speak Elvish. So it's like being able to speak English and Spanish. You're
Okay.
bilingual. Okay.
So should I put that on your traits and features?
Sure.
Isn't that supposed to go in other proficiencies and languages?
that's
Well,
where I
that's
put
fine
mine.
too. It's basically you can put it wherever you want to put them.
Oh,
That's okay.
All right. And as a
That's
human,
okay,
you know
just
Common.
put it where
Congratulations, you can speak to
know
everybody
where
else.
you would find it.
We love you, Jessica.
People.
People, yes. As a druid, you
She
know
would
people well.
prefer to hang out with the animals.
That's fine.
I would
Less
prefer to
people-y.
be alone in my room on the phone all the time,
Yeah.
every day.
You picked the perfect game to be a part of, then, didn't you? All right. Now, so what do these ability scores mean? These ability scores are how strong you are, how fast you are, how healthy you are, how smart, cunning, and charismatic you are, etc. They each comes with bonuses and penalties. So right now we're going to run down that list. You'll find them in your player's handbooks or your essentials
Right now.
kit, I suppose. But you're going to look for attribute bonuses, attribute scores, and modifiers. For instance, those of you who have a 10 or 11 in a particular skill, you get no bonus. It's a 0. Even Steven's on that one.
Is
All
it
right.
before or after we add everything?
You want it. It's why I'm bringing up this part after we do all the modifiers. So all of your scores should now be modified based on your races at this point. So everything's all set there. Okay.
Which book is it?
You know what? I don't really. Let me see your pamphlets there for a moment, there, buddy.
These?
Yeah, let me see those real quick.
Is there a page number for us?
There's another one.
Looking onto that right now. Starter set rulebook. Okay, page 4, ladies and gentlemen. page 4 of the starter set rulebook. Okay, and you will see it on the right-hand column. Ability scores and modifiers. So you're going to want to match up the modifier, the score to the modifier, and then write the modifier in the little circle
This
underneath
would
the
go
score.
to me.
What page is this one?
What's that, buddy?
What's the modifier?
All right, so like you have a what do you have in dexterity?
17.
17. All right, so 17 is the score, plus 3 is the modifier for a 17.
See, they have.
You'll put plus 3.
It's okay.
I'm gonna
All right, so you
smack
just
it.
do that matching game. It's like I said, it's in
it gives
page
you kind
4
like
of your starter
actions that you can
set
do in
guide.
combat. You're looking for creation stuff.
You still use dice? Okay.
Tanya.
We don't steal Tanya's dice.
Right there. Ability scores and
You
modifiers.
can't have mine. Yes, Senator, you steal your dice.
There
You
should be a
should
thing that says ability.
In
Look
Player's Handbook, you're really looking at page 13 in the upper right corner.
Look at what's so cute that came in the Essentials kit.
A player's screen.
A
How
player's
very
screen.
special. That is so cool. Very nice.
So it will give the information, things that you can do on your turn.
Uh-huh.
Move up to your speed, take one action, communicate with speech, gestures, or both, and interact with one object or feature of the environment as you move or take your action.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about what's called the action economy in a little bit, but that's more when we have characters in their set and they're,
It's really,
they're more
really
fleshed out.
nice. Yeah. Did you find the page that has the ability stats?
We're down to 2 people watching us at the moment. And we appreciate the fact that you're hanging in there. Everybody starts somewhere. Pretty soon you're going to have hundreds and hundreds of people across the globe watching you guys play D&D. No
What are we
prep.
streaming on?
StreamYards. It goes out to our Twitch and our YouTube channels.
In Facebook.
And our Facebook? Okay.
I couldn't figure out what our Twitch was. What is our Twitch?
Mighty Monkey _TV.
Thank you, because somebody was asking, and I was like, oh, I'm not sure.
Oh my
Everything
gosh,
is on our link tree. If you put people to our link tree, everything is there. All of our social media, websites.
You made me what?
I don't understand that question even a little bit.
Okay, so
You made
8,
me vice
you're gonna
president.
put a -1 there.
Because you have better business acumen than
Okay,
I do by
I
a
need to
long
receive
stretch.
this one. Friend,
Oh.
who wants some?
Okay.
Who's calling?
He has
A friend that can't stop calling. Doesn't
Tell
have-
her I said hi.
That's really funny.
Michael.
I'm still calling it her.
No, Michelle.
Those are really hard to spell.
Okay, do we have any questions so far? Because I know we've thrown a lot of information at you that's probably swirling
I think
around.
mine's going clockwise.
This is clockwise.
Her
Okay.
toilet is Australian. It goes backwards.
So, because I know there's a lot of things that we've thrown at you right now and thrown through the stream.
Mhm.
I know, like Doug was watching. He'll actually understand this
Yes.
because Doug's actually played. But
Come here.
for those that haven't, and you got it here. So if you have a 14, you're going to be a +2 right underneath that little circle. Okay, that's what you're doing.
Okay, I was confused.
Then see, this is why I said. No, you're going to keep your 14 there.
You just put it in the little circle.
You see that little circle? It's right. The oval. Sorry, it's a wrong.
You said circle.
I said circle. The circle's next to you. Okay.
How dare you get
guys
your
think
shape
about 3
wrong.
minutes? We take a quick little 10-minute bathroom drink break.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. How we doing on filling in those modifiers?
I put them in.
Okay.
Agree on that one.
Ariana was working on hers.
I think I did it right.
Good.
You stole dice. These ones aren't mine. These are the ones for the game.
Those are the ones we're giving out to kids.
These are the ones I'm giving out to the players.
All
These
right.
ones aren't mine, man. Sorry.
So now, before we break, we're going to fill in the saving throws and the skill section. Actually, no, let's not do that right. We'll do saving throws first because saving throws are easy because that's
Where's the
based on
saving throws box?
right at the top left corner.
What?
Just below that. Do you see that?
Not
Nope,
the
just below it.
the box that
That's the saving throws box. Okay, it's just to the right of your dexterity and constitution scores. All right, it's got, and it has a list that says strength, dexterity, constitution. Okay, so Everett, as a fighter, you're going to fill in the circles for strength and dexterity. Okay, As a monk, Abby, you're going to fill in the circles next to dexterity and wisdom. As a ranger, Ariana, you also are going to go dexterity and wisdom. As a cleric, you're going to just fill in wisdom. Oh, yeah, and charisma, excuse me.
Okay.
She's like, that's what I had filled in.
Good. So, yeah, because McKenna's my ringer.
McKenna has already got another character someplace else.
And Jessica, you're going to be filling in intelligence and wisdom. Okay.
That's not very true.
Excuse me, I made a mistake. So, Ariana, you're going to erase wisdom, and you're going to fill in strength instead, but you still keep dexterity. And Abby, you're going to do the same thing. I was reading the wrong column.
It's strength and dexterity, Abby.
Okay.
And Everett, it's strength and constitution for you, not strength and dexterity.
We were looking at
I was
primary
looking at
modifiers.
entirely the wrong column. See, even I make mistakes, and I've been playing this game for 32 years.
So you erased the other one.
Over 5 editions. I've played all 5 editions of D&D at this point, which is really
Have you
weird
actually
to say.
played 4th edition?
I played it for all of 5 minutes, and I realized I hated it.
Oh, and close the book.
And I closed the book and left it alone. And that
Only
was
5
that.
editions?
Well, there's a very sordid history, and we'll talk about that a little bit after the break. All right? So, what does this mean? Saving throws are basically your opportunity to resist a particular attack or a spell against you. Yes, Everett. No.
So if somebody tries to
Okay. Let me just finish this section and then I'll answer your question. Okay. So at first level, you're going to have a proficiency bonus of +2. Proficiency bonus is recorded right here in the circle above the saving throws. So put +2 right in that circle next to proficiency bonus.
+2.
Plus 2 in
plus
that
2.
circle. That's where the circle is, Ariana.
Okay.
Okay, got it.
Now, for the saving throws, you're going to use the modifier of the corresponding ability. If you have that ability filled in, the circle filled in, you can add your proficiency bonus to it. All right, case in point, Everett here has strength. So your strength bonus is what?
+2.
+2. He can actually go +2 for strength, +2 for proficiency. His saving throw versus
+4.
strength attacks is a +4. Thank you, Everett. All right, anybody have any questions, or is that pretty straightforward? Okay, go ahead and fill that all in.
Questions?
No.
Did you fill it in?
+4 and
Yeah.
+3. What am I doing?
There you go. But make
But
sure
then
you fill in the other ones too.
with your
Just
modifiers.
With the base
You take
modifier, without the proficiency.
These modifiers, and you're gonna put them here.
Uh-huh.
If you're proficient in them, you're gonna add.
I
two
know
to
math.
work.
them, and you're gonna fill it in there. And then depending on what
Tanya
you
is
have,
in
you're gonna
teacher
fill it.
mode.
So
Fill
you're
in
gonna
11.
get +4 there.
Still
So
understand
I
that.
just want to let everybody know that after the stream, this will not be water.
Yeah, you're right. +3. Sorry.
You signed up for this.
I did. No, wait.
Okay.
Let's be very clear.
So
Tom just signed
I
up.
got signed up for this.
is a
But I'm okay with it. I'm
They
perfectly.
like sign people up for things they don't want to do.
This is good.
Chicken
That's
soup.
two. That's
Yes, they are. And I see. I don't mind.
You can do
But I'm
a
also
plus
not
three
going
or
to take
a three,
responsibility
it
for
doesn't
starting
matter.
this
Just know
idea.
that when you roll this die,
I'm going to
this
have
is the
fun
biggest
with
one,
this
You're going to add
because
this
I
number
break small
to
minds when it
so
comes to
they
D&D.
can-
And then add
Yep.
I
Based on what you
DM my kids and their friends every other Sunday. So I have a bunch of 18 to 20-year-olds at the table. And about
She goes on your
2 story arcs ago, about 2-3 months ago, I put them through
So kind.
a story that they
Pure
were able
love.
to solve in one session, but it broke them.
Oh my God.
I left emotional scars on the entire table. This one poor kid who sits over where Jessica sits, his name's Tom. He's very quiet, very reserved. He asks great questions. About halfway through the session, he actually gets up and starts pacing back and forth because he's trying to solve the mystery, and it was driving him insane. And when I finally did the big reveal and gave him the whole thing, he was just like, "You're twisted, Mr. Frank." And I said, "Thank you for noticing." I worked very hard at
I
that.
was going to say, he was like a mini you, pacing back and
Yeah, but the
forth.
thing is, there's a difference. I'm excited. I pace when I'm excited. I'm coming up with really cool ideas. He was pacing because he was having a mental breakdown.
It's really hard
Is
to
it
face
like
in
one
here.
and the same at times?
It's all a matter of how much whiskey's involved.
So we're gonna take a 10-minute break
Yes.
here.
You've all filled in your saving throw blocks?
Yes.
All right.
Mics for 10 or for a couple minutes, just mute a mic, and then we'll just.
Okay. So,
we need to
friends and
stop.
family,
They could-
we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to leave the stream running. And when we come back, we'll do some more stuff.
I'll figure out how to mute the microphone on this one.
I think you just unplug it.
No,
No.
actually, hang on. There should be.
No, hold on. Under the players, I should be able to.
Class have been reversed.
I know,
There
but
you
I
go.
couldn't see it on the.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. We missed you, but our aim is improving.
Oh boy!
All right.
I tell you.
So we've got attributes, we've got races, we've got classes. Everybody is leveled 1. I know that's been established already, but we're just going to go ahead and redo that. Now, we're going to talk about some skills. That's going to be our next topic. Okay, we're going to work that box right underneath the saving throws. Each class, you're going to be able to choose 2 skills to be proficient in from a certain list from each class. And we'll go through that. we're going to go from Everett right around the table, and I'll give you the list of choices. We can ask questions about these particular
I
skills.
already have perception.
You have perception because of your race.
To you.
Oh.
That was given to you. So you're going to be able to pick a couple more. And then what's going to happen after that is we're going to pick a background. And that's going to give you a little bit of role-playing kind of push and say, okay, what kind of person were you before you became an adventurer? And that's going to give you an opportunity to pick up maybe 1 or 2 more skill proficiencies along the way. Now, if you do not have a dot next to the skill indicating you are proficient in it, does that mean you can't use it? No, you can use all of the skills. Just some of them you're going to be better at. Okay? Like, for instance, Everett already has perception. Okay, so he's good there. Does that mean he's going to be good at insight or medicine or survival? Not necessarily. Okay, these are all things that you're going to have access to. But just because you don't have proficiency in a particular skill does not mean you can't use it at all. Everybody's got a shot to figure out what they're doing in something. Yes, Everett.
When it says pick skills, do you get to like choose them, or do you pick them off of like what type of character you are?
You are right. You actually both are right. Both of those statements are right. And I'm going to explain why. Because when you're a class as a fighter, you're going to have a short list of a couple of different skills that you can choose to be proficient in. All right, and then we'll go to background, and whatever background you choose,
That might give you
have
some other options.
options. So let's start with Everett now. We're going to go to fighter, and I think I just skipped past my that's monk. Okay, there's fighter. Okay, so Everett, you can pick one of the 2 of the following list. I'm going to go through the list real quick. Acrobatics, animal handling, athletics, history, insight, intimidation, perception you already have, so you don't have to worry about, and survival. Now, what are those skills? Okay, acrobatics is basically what you would think a gymnast would do, tumbling around. Okay, tumbling around and jumping out of the way of things or jumping over things. Animal handling is exactly what it says. Come on, Amy!
My bad.
You're killing my flow over here, woman.
Do we have to kick parents out?
No. All right. So animal handling is how good you would be at training things,
So it's like taming.
taming animals, but also getting them to do what you wanted to do. Like, say you have
That's hard.
a horse tamed, and that horse is a pack horse. All right. You still might have to do an animal handling check to get it to actually haul something or to push something. Okay.
Really?
So, animal handling is working with animals. Athletics is the opposite of acrobatics. Acrobatics is jumping around, being nimble and jumpy.
Athletics is running around.
Athletics is more strength-related stuff. What is going on?
Whoa.
She's good. What's the matter?
What is going on down here?
Sounds like my cat. So I
You
can put
okay?
the throw up and ruin our carpet.
Well, she's
Sorry.
been having some tummy issues.
No, really?
Had her tummy, Rachel.
No. Do you go outside?
You can go outside.
Junebug, come here, baby.
You got furball? She just ate. Maybe she got something.
Oh, she didn't eat a lot. That's
Why don't you take her outside?
cheaper outside.
Yeah.
She's good.
All right.
Come on.
And if she wants to cuddle up, just pat her tummy a bit. See if maybe it just knocks something loose. All right. So where was I? Athletics. So acrobatics is jumpy, dexy. Acrobatics or athletics is more strength, more shove, more pull, more
Running.
and running. Yeah. All right. History speaks for itself. It's your knowledge of what's been going on the past few months, past couple of years, things like that. Insight is your ability to look at a situation and kind of figure out what's going on. A lot of veteran players will use insight to see if somebody's lying to them. So if somebody's trying to convince them, like if they're dealing with a potential criminal and that criminal's trying to pull one over there, and you can use insight to say, all right, I don't know if he's lying or not. I'd like to insight check him and kind of see if I'm getting any vibes off of that. Intimidation is exactly what it sounds. You're going to step in front of somebody and you're going to be like, no, you're going to do what I want. I'm going to bully you, essentially. Perception is the ability to see. It's to pick up on things. Being perceptive means you're noticing details. It's walking into a room. It's Sherlock Holmesing things. It's like going. Did you understand the Sherlock Holmes reference?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
watched
Just checking. I know there's not a lot of fan
it.
fiction.
You didn't watch it.
Yes, I did.
I
There's
watched
lots
a
of
few
different versions of
episodes
it
with
too.
you.
So, but anyway, perception is Sherlock Holmesing something, walking in and looking around and noticing the details of stuff. And then survival is being out in the wilderness and dealing with camp stuff. You know, can you track? Can you hunt? Can you set up a camp? Can you take care of
So
yourself?
it's
Do you
like
know what
surviving in
direction?
the woods on your own and
Yeah.
having to build a survival.
Exactly. Do you know how to
I don't know how to
find
hunt,
your
but I
way
know
in
how
the
to camp.
forest? You know, or find your way out on the trail, stuff like that. So, Everett, that's your list. Acrobatics, animal handling, athletics, history, insight, intimidation. I'm going to skip perception and survival. Pick 2 of those.
So I can pick 2.
Mm-hmm.
So I have acrobatics, animal handling, and athletics, and what else? History and
Acrobatics, animal handling, athletics, history, insight, intimidation, and survival to choose from. You can pick 2 of those.
I'm gonna choose animal handling
Okay.
and athletics.
Perfect. Fill those circles in. Now, when you fill all your circles, all the circles you're going to fill in, you can then put your proficiency bonus. It's just like saving throws. You're going to use your ability modifier, and you're going to combine it with your proficiency score for the ones that you have the dots filled in.
So
The ones in the
what
parentheses,
would
please.
athletics, animal handling, and
Athletics is based on strength.
so
Animal
strength-
handling is based on wisdom. I
It's in the
believe.
parentheses, right?
Yeah, you'll see. You see the word, and then you're going to see a little abbreviation in parentheses. That's the stat that it goes with. All right.
Okay.
Abby, a monk.
I think monkey when you say monk.
I think
Monkey.
he started off a monk, and I just thought he was gonna say Among Us.
That's sus.
That does make sense too.
That's sus. All right. Your list is acrobatics, athletics, history, insight, religion, and stealth.
Pastafarian.
Pastafarian.
Oh.
Ramen. I might have a little familiarity with the religion.
Insight and stuff.
Insight and stealth. That's great. Those are great choices. She's still coughing. That's weird. Okay. All right. Ariana. What did we pick for you? Ranger?
Yes.
Okay. Now, this is going to be just a personal note from me to you. As you go out onto the internet and look for information to bolster yourself and to kind of learn more about it, you're going to find that a lot of the D&D community will diss rangers on a regular basis. They feel that rangers are really weak.
Mm-hmm.
These people don't know how to play a ranger. Okay, rangers are cool. I know this because I've played a couple. I love them. And if you ever need tips, ask. Seriously, the character concept I've done it
Okay.
right down to the letter, so I can definitely get you where you want to be, and you'll have a lot of fun with it. So don't even worry about those people. All right, so Ranger gets a list that's fairly familiar already. Some differences. Animal handling, athletics, insight, investigation, nature, perception, stealth, and survival.
I'm gonna do investigation and survival.
Perfect choices. Perfect choices. Nailed it. Exactly what I would have picked. Stealth is fun for a ranger, but not positively necessary. Okay? Sometimes you don't care if they know you're coming. It's more fun that way. All right. Cleric for my fallen angel over here. Creating a cleric. You will be picking from history, insight, medicine, persuasion, or religion.
History and medicine.
Perfect. All right. I love it. History and medicine. And then ye old druid over here to my far right. Okay. You can choose from Arcana, the study of magic, animal handling.
I'm kind of out of order.
What's that?
You said I'm out of order.
No. The study. I'm going off on Arcana. So Arcana, animal handling, insight, medicine, nature, perception, religion, and survival. Those are your choices. You pick 2.
Animal handling.
Animal handling. Gee, that's a surprise.
I'll do insight.
Insight. Okay. Very good. Very good. Okay, so those are all your base skills. All right. Now, we're going to take a moment where I'm not going to read a lot of this stuff off. I'm going to put a bookmark. Let me have all the players' handbooks that are in the actual players' handbooks. I don't know if that's got it. Let me see that starter set rule book. Let me see if this got what I'm looking for. Hold on just a second. Nope, does not have what I'm looking for. All right, you hand that back. Okay. Page 127 in the player's handbook. I'm going to bookmark it. These starts the section on backgrounds. You got things like acolyte, sage, sailor, soldier, criminal, outlander. There's a variety of different things. Think of something that might suit the character that is forming in your head. Like Ariana, for your ranger, outlander might be a thing because it's a person who goes out in the wilderness, wanders around, and has some fun. Yes, Everett.
Was there like an assassin background?
No, I don't believe so. At
You
least
can look.
you might want to look at the criminal background to see if that'll satisfy what you're looking for.
Page 120.
It's where the
100
bookmark is.
Where the bookmark is, 127 on the player's handbook. You guys take some time to wander that back and forth amidst each other.
And
Can we make our own background? Like,
You
can I
can.
be?
Those are just suggested
Oh,
ones, but if you want to have your own background that doesn't match anything in the books, we can definitely tailor something.
Here we
for
go.
it.
I'll make my own.
Because whatever you
Take a look at the source material. See if there's an idea that strikes in you, and then we can build from there.
No, she didn't. I think maybe a piece of food went down the wrong way.
It's possible. She inhales. She
Yeah,
doesn't eat.
so she's taking little nibbles of stuff, but
Mhm.
she didn't do anything when we were outside.
Okay.
What do we put in this column?
Which column would that be? Okay, we're going to get to that in a moment. The first thing I want to do is establish to see if there's any more skills that you're going to fill in for proficiency, and then we're going to solve that whole equation right there.
Okay, I came up with my backstory.
Okay, you hang on to that for a moment.
Here, you want to put it in the folder so it doesn't go bye-bye?
No, because that's going to be scrap paper in a second. I'm going to be doing something else.
I touched my computer.
How dare you?
I know.
Why would you do such a thing? Okay, so I'm just going to start making some party notes here.
So,
Everett, is that with 2 T's?
Yes.
Thank you.
okay. Hold
Oh,
on.
where am I looking?
McKenna's on the task now. So McKenna's going to be a teacher's pet. I love her already.
Okay, they do have a fifth, an Abby perfect for you.
Clueless?
Oh.
Kidding.
Backstory generator.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
But it sounds like she already has an idea.
yeah.
I have very dark ideas.
Abby,
Oh,
what do you
honey.
want?
That's so sweet of you to think that.
What do you do?
I don't know what
You
I'm
have
doing.
no idea what you're up
Okay,
against, do you?
okay, so-
That's good.
You have to choose what background you want to be. Do you want to be Puritan or criminal?
Yep. So,
I like this idea better.
okay, background generator that I found on the D20 PF
Not right now.
SRD. You can generate a background. So,
That's what I did. I didn't use the books at all.
okay. So,
So background's gonna go up there.
so,
Awesome job, McKenna. Thank you.
Of course.
so you are human, right?
I think so.
Half-elf, half-orc, halfling, human. So you're gonna roll your little percentiles. You're gonna roll them.
All right.
You want to look
I'm just trying to
at it through a list of backgrounds?
So
Notes together here.
17. Your human homeland is a town
How you
or
doing
a
over,
village.
Abs?
Okay.
I'm just reading.
Just what?
Just reading.
Just reading? Good stuff.
Yeah.
Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.
Yeah, you come from like a village,
Yes. Okay.
which would probably be accurate.
So-
Like, in a little village, and then you probably live on the outskirts.
I've had this pain on and off for the past couple of months right here. There's no, it's like
You
it's not
want
like straight anything. I
to
can push
roll
down on it,
percentiles
but it's
to-
ache right here.
To see
So-
if you have
There's a list of
My
all
what?
of them on here. You can
Six.
select the
Not
plus
lately,
and see
no.
which
both of your
one.
parents are
Sounds
alive.
I hear they're all the rage.
It's always better when one of them's dead.
Well, thanks. Even I hear that's not unlikely. What's that? I don't have anything to squeeze.
You know this is on the stream.
So, you know, the beauty of Phineas and Ferb is the fact that it not only entertains the kids, but it has plenty of little subtle jokes for the adults.
You're going to roll another percentile, seeing how many siblings you have.
Is that what you're telling me right now? Should I be like scared of something at the
You've
moment?
got 1 to 2 siblings.
Okay.
So roll this. Odd, you have 1 sibling. Even, you have 2. So you have 2
That's great.
siblings.
Or Judo jumped in too many times in one spot.
Yeah, she was asking me earlier.
Okay, so roll that for each of your siblings.
No, when she's sitting, there's a particular spot she lands on, and it's not comfortable there
The
either.
sibling is older than you, and then
Well,
one's older than you, and the
Changing
other
the
one,
subject.
they're
So
both
little
older
of
than
it.
you.
Hey, we're up to 4 people. How you guys doing out there so far? Well, that's kind of cool. Yes, it fits for you really well too.
Okay.
UFO taking the cow. All right, so for those of you who are just joining us, right now the kids are starting. They've got their classes, they've got their races, they've got ability scores. We're working on some skill proficiencies and some backgrounds at the moment. And once that happens, then we're going to have them fight the god of death. It'll be great. They'll probably not survive, but it'll work out for everybody.
We get to fight?
Somewhere along the line,
Okay.
it's possible it could happen today.
There you go.
Yay!
All right,
I get to hit some
Okay.
that's Everett.
Okay, so Drew's
He's way
background.
too
This is
excitable
what
for his
we're
own
gonna
good
look
right now.
for
Just saying.
Now we're looking at the background.
But
So
we
you're gonna
like
roll a
him.
percentile.
For now.
70.
I'm weird.
You fit.
Haven't figured it out yet.
Give me some.
Okay.
Raised
Weirder
by
the better, buddy.
beasts.
Weirder the better.
Awesome.
Okay,
I'm
then
raised
just
by
gonna
beast,
put it
mother.
up there. I'm gonna close
Vaguely appropriate.
that.
All right. So as you pick your backgrounds, did you pick the one that I suggested? Did you see the list of extra skills?
Give me an A. No, but I came up with my own.
All right. What'd you pick?
Mercenary background.
dice are
where I did
organized
assassin
now.
job and thieving jobs.
Okay. So you know what we can do is we can modify. We can modify the criminal one.
So
Okay.
Criminal.
So with that being said, you can take proficiency in deception and stealth.
Yay!
All right. So go ahead and fill those circles in.
So stealth.
Yep.
Oh, where's
My father committed suicide.
What?
Wow!
In the game.
Oh.
It's generated
I was gonna say
background.
this got
So
really weird.
chances are you're gonna be.
She said it's so
an
uplifting too. It's like,
Outlander
oh, hey, look at that. That's so cool. Oh wow.
I was like,
Huh. All right. Did you pick a background there, Ariana?
So you would be-
I did Outlander.
Yeah.
Outlander. Okay,
So you would
cool.
be the same
Did you see the
thing.
list of extra skills for that?
Would
Yeah.
I like that?
I just
So,
read the description.
You're raised by
Athletics
wolves,
and survival?
and you just put Outlander above it.
So
you
I'm
just, You
survival.
fill in the circles for athletics and survival.
Okay.
Did you pick survival already?
Yeah.
You know what that means? Give me just a second, Everett. You know what that means is you can actually go back to the ranger and pick another one off the ranger list.
That's awesome.
Okay, so
Athletics
so
and
fill
survival.
in athletics and survival because you're especially good out in the wilderness, basically. And then we're going to go back to ranger.
You get one type of musical instrument.
And as soon as
for
I'm done
two
with this, Everett, I'll come
proficiencies.
back and answer your question. Give me just a second.
I figured it out.
Good
Other
man.
proficiencies. You
All right,
you
so-
put musical instruments.
Stealth.
So like
Pick
you
stealth.
might have.
I would recommend that.
Like a flute or something. You wouldn't
They're
have
pitchy.
like it's like
McKenna,
a
how you
wooden
doing over
one.
there?
Good.
Okay, so Everett, you had a question.
What?
I was just asking which ones I was in, but I figured it out.
Don't do that to Apple.
Okay.
Trust me, they do not take well to being rolled up like that. There you go, buddy. Good stuff. All right,
One
so
of
McKenna,
your
you're all
choice.
set, and Jessica, you're
So,
getting worked on. Abby, how we doing over there?
Just give me one.
I generated
Probably
background.
Okay,
So
did
you
it give you any
have
extra skills?
Common.
I have no idea.
Common.
I was
just
speaking.
looking up
Oh,
there.
common speaking. Then you can put Alvin.
And siblings.
All right.
So many. Very
All
cool.
right, so I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm
VEN.
going to help out a little bit.
So
Which ones did you pick up
Origin,
from Monk?
Oh, what?
Which ones did you pick? Insight and something?
Yeah.
Insight and stealth.
Okay.
6.
Insight and stealth.
6. Bounty hunter. So now you're. That's your origin. So let's flip it over to the
I'm going to say
So chances
acrobatics.
are you were probably hunting down people
Fill in acrobatics
that
as well.
were doing
That might help
things
out a little bit.
to the animals in the area. So you can probably just put that in.
Now, when you have all the circles filled in, you're going to do the same thing you did with the saving throws. Okay, so you're going to match up the skill to your attribute. You're going to take the bonus,
So you're gonna pick.
and then if you
Personality
have proficiency in it, you're going to add the
Oh,
+2
look.
to it.
I already did that.
was in fact.
You did that all the way down the list,
That's
Yeah,
including the ones you don't have filled in.
Raised by wolves.
I did this. I don't know if it's correct.
Let me see real quick, buddy. Hang on. Let's see what we got here.
Okay. Probably.
All right.
you'd
Now
be,
what you're going to do is you're going to
nature.
match
No.
the ones that you're not
So-
proficient in to their base score.
So,
So like
the
with
natural
acrobatics, you're
rolls
going to put
more
your dex
important.
bonus in. For Arcana, you're going to put your
you just
intelligence
put
bonus in.
nature
All right, without
rolls
proficiency.
that
You're not going to add the
that you-
proficiency
So,
for the rest of
you're-
it, but you want to fill in the rest of it.
depending on what
So
score you
like-
have for each
Same thing like you did
class,
with the saving
there's a
throws.
modifier for it.
So
Oh,
so
okay,
I
got
just
it?
put in the bonus for
So you put the
list.
modifier in
Exactly.
the small circles down here.
Exactly. So for Arcana, you're going to be -1 because
And then
your
once you have
intelligence
that,
is
you'll
-1.
add the proficiency. to
Yes,
the ones that you're
I'm not smart in math.
That's okay.
I'm so
You're
Okay.
cunning
So-
and wise.
With strength,
An injury to the
You don't
have to
unskilled
worry
will
so
That
much.
be
doesn't
of
fit my
my
real life
and then
character
plus
at
2.
all. I'm
So you'll put a
stupid
+2
and I
in
don't
there.
know what I'm doing.
Oh, stop that. There's no
No,
such
you're
thing
gonna-
as stupid at this
So,
table. That's
Are
me.
you
I'm the stupid one.
The only thing that's
Strength
stupid is
14 or
the
strength
questions that are not
16?
asked.
16.
Cliche, but works.
okay? So you're gonna put the 16 in there instead. Huh? And then you're gonna take the score
Tanya.
right here.
You're a
and
teacher
plus
too.
3 modifier.
Okay, I'm done. Oh, hello, Jude.
This box is not big enough.
Good.
16.
All right.
Quite a few people home and watch it, including Abby and Everett's father.
Nice.
Yay, Roger!
Yay.
So he did not commit suicide.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a little weird. We're glad to see you're still with us, sir. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Okay, so I just need 5 right now.
Okay, and
I
then
have my
your
custom
flaw.
edition tracker.
So just because you have some good things, you have something that will
That's close as
Bad ideas will get you
And
far in the
trust members
RPG
of other
universe.
races,
Dark ones will
classes,
give you
and-
many style points, especially at the expense of any paladin who may be hanging around.
Who?
James was saying bad ideas will get you far in the RPG universe. Dark ones will give you many style points, especially at the expense of any paladin who may be hanging around.
Or Justicar.
Just a car, yeah. Poor Don.
There's
Alright.
nothing poor about Don. He
And folks, we do have the comment section open, so if you have questions for us, feel free to throw them in there, and we'll do what we can to answer those for you along the way.
we'll have McKenna answer him.
I mean, okay.
Okay. Not to put you on the spot, but we're gonna put
Well,
you on
we're
the
going to put you on
spot.
the spot
Okay.
because that's what we do. I see future DM.
Thank you.
That'll be fun. That'd be fun. And there's going to come a time where we're going to invite one of you to sit here, and then Tanya and I will be there,
And you get to put torture on us.
and then you get to torture us. But it's also it's good to have veteran players. You know,
Can I do it?
sure.
Yeah, I get to torture you.
As you get used to things, like I said,
I
there'll
don't
come
know
a
if I
time.
did the skills right.
Hmm?
I don't know if I did the with the things I'm proficient in. I don't know if I did it right.
Okay, you're just going to add the bonus involved with the skill, plus your proficiency bonus for the
Only
ones
for the
that you.
circled ones. For
Only
the
for the
proficiency
circled
ones.
Okay, so I think I did do
Yeah,
it right.
and then everything else is
So-
just the ability
So
modifier.
Dex,
Okay.
you're gonna do 1.
I'm gonna change my motivation. I don't like it.
That's fair.
So are you ready, Miss Ariana, for your background personalities, or are you still doing your numbers?
I messed up my numbers a while ago, so I'm
Okay.
redoing all
Okay.
of them.
So
Math
now
is hard.
You'll take that and you'll add your proficiency bonus and you'll put up whatever you're proficient in.
Oh. We both have platinum. Plus 8, right?
No, it would be 2 plus the modifier that's underneath your score. You're not adding the 4 from above. You're going to add the 2 that you have from that circle and whatever the modifier is underneath the character stat. Okay? Underneath the tree.
Now I have a really complicated thing. I'm gonna throw this out there to the universe now. You don't have to have an answer now, but I'm gonna throw this out there now. Start thinking of what you're going to name your character.
Oh,
Crash.
I chose one.
Because I run into a lot of things.
That's fair and strangely appropriate for me. That again? Really? You okay, that little girl? Huh? Juno, that's here.
One. Listens for.
Here we go.
Juno's got to be on TV.
Oh!
We just broke Jess.
Hey, baby. Yes. Nice, sweet one.
2 persuasion, 2.
I know. It's so hard to be a puppy. It is.
I know. You want
some?
Sick.
It's so hard being a puppy in this day and age. It's terrible.
It is. Your parents are home all day. You can't eat pillows.
Wow. Hey, let's not scratch David's face up, please. I know I'm not that good looking to begin with. That's not the worst.
Okay. And when she's ready,
You want to say hi to everybody
she
at home?
can pull from these. Either she can roll them or
Say hi to everybody on
choose.
the
Like I
internet.
had just choose.
Okay.
based on-
It's a dog.
Got it.
Hi, dog.
At the beginning of the game, that dog was insulting me.
Oh, she's good.
She just is like, ooh, new people. New people, right, baby?
Okay.
Tanya.
Yes, can you stop?
So you're just
That's
gonna
what we're here
take
for. Crash.
dexterity. You're just gonna put
All
2
right, Crash.
because you're not proficient in it, so it's just gonna be regular 2.
Wisdom. Okay.
So if I'm not, I'm most likely gonna start running into
Yes.
those when I'm
So
just
it's
in my
this,
room. In
I
the,
just
don't look at
this
this
is your
to
I
wisdom.
will.
Oh,
You
no,
know what
you're
you
fine.
do is
I
you
was
roll
looking at the wrong stat. I'm
acrobatics
sorry.
checks.
You're
I'm
gonna
gonna run into
Okay.
the walls. I mean, at gym class, I'm always running into the wall and
I
jumping.
got it from
So you're
there.
gonna take 0 and then you're gonna add 2, so that's gonna be +2.
Yeah.
This is my handy dandy initiative tracking.
So
Now,
you know
if you
who's-
saw,
So whose turn it is?
Oh,
so
while
you're-
While you're waiting, you can think
Well,
of a name.
currently, no. You're the
unless
only
you've
person on the
already
board
named
because nobody else has
yourself.
come up with a name yet.
It's generous for that too.
As they
Oh,
all.
absolutely.
And this is the
Oh, yeah.
the action
When I was
section
trying
is
to
over on
figure
this
out
end
my
of the board.
character, I couldn't
All right.
understand.
So when the
half
initiative
of
is
them. I didn't know
enrolled,
how to
the initiative is
pronounce
part
them.
of
So I just
combat.
chose what the
It's
basic
basically who
one.
goes
So
with
like
most.
the line down the middle is like
It's a seam. It's just basically I'm keeping
Name
the ones who haven't been declared yet.
generator.
I'm keeping them over there.
and then the other
Yeah,
side
I've
is
seen
the
these.
action.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I got something right for once.
Good man. See, you're learning.
My friends
I
say
got
have
faith.
bad
Okay.
jokes.
I got faith in you, man. I got faith in you.
I
Don't worry
have
about a thing.
terrible jokes.
Yeah.
The worse, the better. I've got terrible jokes as well, but
Say
unfortunately,
Pegasus,
I can't
but
use
with
most of them in this
but the
table.
P is an M.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I had heard that one. All my jokes are not.
See if there's anything.
Say
that you-
I'll be
invented,
the
but get
line.
rid of the first N in
Line.
invented.
Fine.
What's that? I'm sorry.
Say invented,
I
but
don't
get
care.
rid of the
Tell me
first
what
N.
I'm right there.
I invented.
I
No,
invented-
what
no,
do you
I
think
am
of?
indecisive. You choose one.
That's usually after taco night.
Fire alarms upside down are many Among Us characters.
Hey, Ann,
There.
pick a number between 1 and 16.
23.
21. What's 2
Elsa.
plus 1?
Beyond my comprehension.
21.
Oh yeah, you're gonna hear me making
What's
so
1
many
plus
jokes
1?
with that.
Window.
I can't wait.
I went with Elsa.
Ariana,
What's 1 plus
you're
1?
what? Teacher?
Two guys walk into a
Yeah.
bar, which is kind of strange because you think after the first one smacked into it, the second one would have seen it.
He'll be here all night.
Hello, new person.
It's Tiffany. It's Abby and Everett's mother.
Hello, Tiffany. I'm sorry to hear about your husband.
Hey!
Delayed reaction.
That's Juno. She's harmless.
Your poor dad committed suicide.
In the game. In the game. Roger's still watching.
There's some dark humor
Are
involved
you
there.
sure he's alive behind the screen?
Tiffany, would you like to have a seat? You're welcome. Or you can drag the chair off into the corner and sit by the fan.
People are
I
staring.
I have a name now.
Cool. What is your name, Abby?
Clementine.
Clementine. I love it.
All right. So now we have to choose your origin and personality traits. So you can either choose or roll.
All right. Don't block the fan.
So
Everett.
first,
That's our only way of circulation.
is choose from these ones.
2 more
There's a
seconds.
box
and
fan
then
in front of
you
one of
need
the
to move
windows
on.
here in the attic. Everett's sitting in front of it.
Hello.
Okay.
And it'll be 1, 2. Thank you.
So what I did, I just put it right above my background, which one I was.
And while you're thinking of your name, start thinking of some of the background stuff. Thinking of some of the what's the story of why did you become a monk? Why did you
Any of
want to
those-
be who you are? Where did you
You can
come from?
always
Where do you want to
tweak it.
go?
I got
It's really
caught
nice.
by
And
the
you typed
government.
in
Now we're
SMR
safe.
names, and you're like,
Well, okay.
Yeah.
I
Sounds
always
really
found
weird.
something.
Yeah.
So if you don't like them, we're just gonna do this.
Juno, Sadie.
Oh, I think
My
that's the
dog
same
pops
one
up in
I
several of my
used.
streams, and so actually people don't watch the stream for me
Oh,
anymore.
probably
They
because
watch to see when the
tiefling
dog's
and
going to show
SMR
up.
are
Mhm.
opposite coins.
Yeah.
So you can hit.
You mean Chewy?
If you pet this dog, it will instantly go on.
She's
What did you
she's like a cow. She goes right through your
Doors.
hands.
Or Doris.
You're right, she did. Did you know if you draw a circle around an ant, they will think they're boxed in?
So
Yes.
Now we have to put
They follow
personality trait.
walls.
So you're gonna write whatever you have.
Did you name your
in
kid
that
over
one,
there?
or
Elsa.
whatever you
Elsa.
choose.
Ice Queen.
So you choose from these ones. Right?
Copyright.
See, that's the nice thing about it. She's not making any money off of this. So it's not copyright infringement.
I just decided to roll. See which one I got.
I don't have
Although-
a guarantee.
Although, if you ever really want to play a true Elsa, I'll teach you how to make a sorcerer, a storm sorceress.
She does ride a pony in the movie.
I'm
in the second
afraid.
movie.
It works.
8. Okay. Then you're gonna write that
A
in that
proper
box.
storm
You know.
sorceress that can throw ice spells around. Oh yeah, that'd be fun. I can make that happen.
they won't stay on my dishwasher though.
Oh, she just came over, licked my knee and left.
Are we still talking about Juno?
No, the dirty, clean
that?
magnets to put on the
Like the one I have in the dishwasher?
Yeah. Thank you
Have fun
for
with that.
acknowledging that.
Hope it comes out okay.
I did see the Baby Yoda one.
Okay. Now you're gonna choose your ideal.
That's my first
Tiffany.
Baby Yoda reference.
I love this kid.
He like
Thing
chicken
right
on
on
it.
it.
He's so cute.
Been wanting to learn how to play
He is hilarious.
years ago.
And Abby's a doll. As confused as she's been, unfortunately. I'm sorry, but she's hanging in there. You're hanging in there, and I appreciate that.
I understand that.
I've got Tanya wrapped on
What's that,
my.
honey?
I understand that if you're right.
Okay.
I
I'm
have
gonna work
Tanya.
on that.
Randomly.
I have Tanya wrapped on my finger. So
Aunt Tanya.
yeah.
Yeah.
Tanya, mom.
Tanya mom.
Are you looking for dice?
They just popped up.
Those you would have to make sure that you.
There's a lot of
roll
pop
in,
culture
like
that you're going to have to soak up
cover
over the next few
dice
years.
tray because
Yeah.
that will damage the.
Good
The
luck.
Star
Yeah.
Wars
I would
references
not
alone.
spend more than
I've watched the
$10
Star
on a
Wars
set of
movie.
dice.
Okay.
Never has.
No, I've
It's a
not
start.
spent.
I don't
Well, no, I
remember
did
it all.
spend $12.99 or
It's a
something on a
start.
set of dice that I got, but I have sold a set of dice for $1,000. Yes.
Tanya, have you seen the crochet
That was a very
dice
bizarre set of
bags?
circumstances.
What?
Have you seen the crochet dice bags?
Mm-hmm.
The ones that look like
No.
I have mine.
So whatever you took for that one
That's
is
my
gonna go
dice
in that
collection.
box.
Well, most
Oh,
of it.
that
It's like
makes
there's still
sense.
like a lot of
There's more
sets
over
missing.
there.
I was gloating to the kids earlier. I said I have dice in here that are older than 2 of them combined.
Whoa.
Are they from the basic set?
No, well the basic
First
set one.
edition?
The first edition basic set is actually in my backpack in my gaming bag, which is in the car. And yes, that's definitely. But I have some dice from my early days in college. All right,
So-
so Clementine, Crash, and Elsa.
So people that have listened to our podcast know that Chris has been playing this game for eons.
Not as long as some, but longer than others.
Yes. I started playing in
We'll see you, James.
92.
1992.
1992, yes.
The late 90s.
Yes. With actually a basic character
Mhm.
from the basic box set and the rule cyclopedia that we have about 20
No.
copies at home.
Yeah, like
We're gonna
we were
pick
mentioning
one
before the
here.
break. This is 5th edition
Bond.
Dungeons and Dragons.
And then
But
you're
this
gonna
is
write it in
technically like
that box
the seventh
underneath.
version of it.
Okay.
So
Roll.
There was chainmail. Then there was
the
basic set, basic
expert,
and base and experts tied together. Then AD&D is first edition, and then second, third, fourth, fifth.
second, third, 3.5.
Well, 3.5 counts. So yes, there's an 8 version.
Oh.
Fourth.
Yeah, it's like
That one that should not be named.
it's like Jodie Whittaker plays the 13th Doctor, but she's actually like
Are you talking about
14th.
Voldemort?
That
Or
one-
like
that
the
one-
one
generation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fourth edition is the game that we don't, the one that shall not be named because it's basically
So Voldemort.
Yeah,
it's a game. It's like MMO.
it's like World of Warcraft or City of Heroes or
Anything where
EverQuest.
you could do almost everything.
I don't know any of those games.
I really got my
no.
work cut out for me with this.
Yeah.
Don't I?
So basically, you could pick locks, you can cast spells, you can do this, you can do
Everybody-
Oh, so
everybody.
it's like an MMORPG.
Exactly. Everybody can do everything.
I guess you didn't hear me say MMO.
Yes.
Okay.
That's
I
correct.
did say MNO.
Oh.
LMNOP.
You are a Scooby. Why are we doing this to me? Stop it, please. Stop it, please.
Why are you continuing to say?
Because you hit the button. It's all over at that
And then
point.
after you write that.
So,
Wow.
and then 5th edition. I've only played 5th edition for a short time. I primarily first, second, third,
Mm-hmm.
that type of thing.
I've played a lot of first and a lot of third. I've also been playing a lot of fifth over the past year and a half, 2 years.
You've been doing it via Discord.
I have no idea what you were talking about.
None
The
of us
various
do.
editions.
Different, like the
We're talking with the folks at home at the
yeah.
moment.
We're talking on here, not
The people that actually understand what they're saying.
Not necessarily.
yeah.
More than we do.
We had 2 people still hanging in there.
There's a history to this
Is
game.
Ann one of them?
You don't have to know
No.
all of it to enjoy
Anne's
it.
hanging in here up here.
So one of the 2 people watching this is sitting at the table?
No,
No.
Okay.
Roger's still watching.
Hi, Roger. Roger. All right.
Nope.
I
Don't
am
do that.
going to assign them homework for the next 2 weeks.
I might not do it.
Abby,
Do homework.
please don't be mean
No,
for
she doesn't do
procrastinating.
Tiffany, your job as a mom is to make sure that they watch some type of fantasy movie or TV show so they can
Does
get
anime count?
No.
Watch
Get-
Labyrinth.
that.
We
or
watched
Willow.
Labyrinth. I know that
We have
movie.
not watched
Willow.
Willow's good.
Something about, like Abby said, she's watched Princess Bride, but that would be something. If you want to go more funny, A Knight's Tale.
Knight's Tale's
Oh, that's a
great.
good one.
That one stars Paul Bettany, who's now Vision.
Okay, Everett, you've gotten your skills set up.
Yes.
You've got your background sketched down a little bit.
Yes. I just
So
need
now we're going to
equipment.
talk about what it means to be a first level fighter. All right. You are going to have proficiencies in all types of armor, and you can carry a shield if you want.
Can I just wear leather armor?
You could.
Or
It's
light
entirely your
armor?
choice.
So on your
Yeah, we can
character
talk about that in a
sheet
little bit.
that says other proficiencies in language, you're going to put down all armor.
Just because you can use all armor doesn't mean you have to use all different types of armor. You can pick
You
something
have
and
the
stick with it.
ability to work it. And you have the ability to use a shield.
I'm gonna be a speedy dude with 1 sword
Okay.
or 2 swords.
But you can also use a shield, so that's
And
part of
a-
your proficiency.
All right. Let me just finish this up. So you have proficiency in simple weapons and martial weapons. That means you can pick up most like swords, daggers, bows, things like that. All right. You pick the skills. You're going to have 2 abilities at first level. You're going to pick a fighting style. Now, you said you wanted to do archery, correct?
Yeah.
You wanted to be specialized in your bow?
Yeah.
All right. So you're going to pick the archery fighting style.
So
And
I
that's-
have proficiencies? Put it in there.
Yeah, you can put it there. You can just say archery fighting style.
Are you okay?
No, the chair is like wobbling.
Well, stop wiggling in it.
Seriously. It's Jess. We can harass her.
Yeah, no kidding.
All right.
No kidding.
Now, what that means is that whenever you make an attack with a bow or a crossbow or a short bow, you can put a +2 bonus on that. So you're already better at archery than you are at anything else. Okay, and we'll talk more about how those bonuses fit together in a little bit. You also get a second ability at first level fighter, and that's called Second Wind. I'm going to read that off for you here. You have a limited well of stamina that you can draw on to protect yourself from harm. On your turn, you can use a bonus action to regain hit points equal to a 10-sided die plus your fighter level. So you'd be like 2 to 11 hit points you can get back. And you can do that once per short and long rest. And I'll
Okay,
talk about
so
short rests
second
and long
wind.
rests and times per day and things like that. There's things that you can do throughout the course of the day. You get a limited amount of things because you don't want to make it too powerful. Cantrips are cool though because cantrips you can just cast over and over and over. And over.
Okay. So what I did, Everett, is I put down what it meant for your archery fighting style, which was +2 attack with a bow. And then
Now,
over
a monk.
your feature
Let's go over
trait,
to
I
our
put your
monk.
second one. That's
Clementine.
your other.
Clementine the Halfling Monk. At first level, you get 2 abilities, martial arts and unarmored defense.
What I put this?
You can do it in features and traits or proficiencies. So martial arts,
Acceptable either way.
IAL.
So normally in this game, if somebody walks up to
Unarmored
somebody and
defense.
tries to punch him in the nose,
He can go like this and kind of dodge it.
they can dodge. They can also, if you hit, you're going to do only like a point of damage, and it's non-lethal. It's like just you're stunning somebody. But martial arts gives you the ability to, when you punch somebody, you're actually like physically hurting them in a combat situation, right?
Lucky.
So you can use dexterity instead of strength because all melee weapons are all based on your strength score. But monk can turn around and say, nope, I'm going to use dexterity because I'm quick and nimble.
So your dexterity is higher, so that's what you'd be using for your attacks.
And instead of only 1 single point of damage for punching somebody in the schnoz, you get to roll a 4-sided die and then add your dexterity bonus to that. So what's your dex bonus? +2 plus 3? All right. So the 4-sided die is the smallest one. It's the little pyramid jobber. Okay. So when you punch somebody in melee, you're going to roll that 4-sider and then add your dex bonus, and that's how much damage you do. When the fighter will be using a bow and a sword and dagger, and you'll have spells and animal forms, and the cleric will have a mace and a shield and stuff like that. You have your hands. You're never going to be unarmed. You're just going to be able to walk up and just pop, pop, pop.
I grabbed
They
the
watched
kneecap.
Agent
And you're going to
Shield.
grab their knee. It's going to be, instead of having the Vulcan nerve pinch, she's going to have the
Okay.
halfling knee pinch.
Agent May.
Did you watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
I have, but I don't remember any.
I
guys
watched like
I'm struggling,
season.
dude.
Her
I'm
character's
trying to
similar to Agent May. We're fighting with all the hands and not.
You know, I watched like the first season maybe with
Okay.
my dad.
Good job. Go back and watch at least Agent May. And
I'm
Agent
struggling here, dude. Help me out. But now, unarmored. Let's see. Is it unarmored defense. We're going to talk about armor class real quick. Armor class is how hard it is to hit your character. All right. Usually because you're wearing armor. It also has a function of your dexterity. If you have any magic protecting you, things like that. Typically, it's going to be 10 is the basic number, and then you're stacking on top of that. You stack your dexterity bonus. If you're wearing armor, that bonus goes on top, and that's it. Okay. However, Clementine is not only going to be able to go dexterity, but she's also going to be able to add her wisdom
Start
modifier.
with a mace. Or
So-
I did that.
all that.
Beginning at first level, if you're wearing
Right
no
there.
armor, that's the caveat. You can't wear actual armor. There are magic items you can pick up, rings of protection, cloaks of
Yeah.
protection, bracers of protection, but you wouldn't be able to put like a suit of leather armor on whatever it is. You're going to be better if you're freer because monks are fluid. They're moved. They like to be nimble and quick, and they can't be if they're being held in by constraining defensive
No.
gear.
Okay.
Right?
So she's gonna be hand to
So-
hand.
So your AC is going to be equal 10
So
plus your dexterity modifier plus
this or
your
this,
wisdom
this or
modifier.
this, this or this,
Where
okay.
does this go?
All right, and that's going to be right in
Someone's car is going off.
right here, and it's going to that one is shaped like a
Okay.
shield.
So
Dexterity
the first
plus
level, you get 3
Your dexterity
cantrips.
modifier is what, +3,
Yeah.
and your
Parry,
wisdom
casting
modifier
spells,
is
ritual
Yeah.
casting.
+2.
Like
So
I
your
played a
AC is
cleric
a
in fifth
15.
edition. So
Which in this
now-
edition of the game, at
spell
first level,
casting.
15 is really good.
Do-do-do.
15 is very good. Very
Spell
nice.
slots.
All right. Now, you'll probably pick some sort of light armor. All right. So it'll be 10 plus the armor plus your dexterity. Okay. So what's happening with the monk is she's replacing the
so it
armor number
says,
with
choose
her
one
wisdom
domain
modifier.
related to your
All right.
deity, knowledge, life, light,
Now,
nature,
we're gonna go to
tempest,
Ranger.
treachery, or war. So,
At first
Party
level, you
face.
pick favored enemy and natural explorer. Favored enemy is kind of neat. As a matter of fact, this is one of those times I'm going to go to a different book because they change it up a little bit. Jessica, third book in from the left. Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. They actually made a couple of changes to Ranger.
Are deities in this book?
Player's Handbook? No, DM's Guide.
Okay.
Here.
Just,
Here, baby.
thank you.
They're going to
So-
use the Greyhawk Pantheon like Pelor and...
Okay. Because I'm going to at least
Sure,
help her get her domains and stuff because she has
Absolutely.
everything else.
Yeah. It works. Bard. I love bards. Bards are fun. Keep it to
Really?
yourself, Juno. I'm not arguing. All right. Ranger. Okay.
So the ones that are actually in the front of this book?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah, like I said, Greyhawk Pantheon.
that's what this is.
All right, so at first level, you're going to have what's called Canny, C-A-N-N-Y.
So this line
You're going to choose one of your skill
that,
proficiencies, one of the things you're already proficient in, and your
like a
proficiency
do-gooder,
bonus will be
goody-goody,
doubled for any ability
like,
check you make with
I kinda
that
wanna
skill.
change that.
So
yeah.
right now, like for instance, with survival,
You
Your
might
plus
be
2,
like more like maybe
that 2 is going to get doubled to 4,
where you
and then you
follow
add that to the
some
wisdom
rules.
bonus. All right.
But then I
As
also
you go
break
up in level,
rules, kind of.
Yeah,
as your
you're
proficiency
like,
bonus
you're
goes
like,
up,
you kind
you
of
keep
like
doubling it.
good or
So when your
evil
proficiency
based
bonus is a
on
plus 4, you're going to be
like,
plus 8
you
with
have
that
a
particular
code
skill.
that you
So that
follow.
means with one
Like, you
particular of your
might-
proficient skills,
Oh,
you're just
my
really good at.
my monk
Okay, so
was
Canny,
bluff
pick one. I'd say pick one. Pick one now if you think about it.
Sunday game.
You can put it. Show her where she can put some of her first level abilities. It's either in that lower left or the big block.
Like
on
you
the
have spellcasting, you do here, you can do it there, anywhere that you. Okay, so you want something?
right. Oh, we're down to one person hanging in there.
Yeah, we're after 8 o'clock, so
What's
Are
that?
we really?
we're after not long,
Oh.
but like a minute after 8. So.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna want to wrap up then, and then
Yeah,
we
we're
can.
gonna wrap up and then we're gonna take up again.
So you can look here to see which one,
Okay.
or even Queen, the Goddess of Death. So life and death.
That's very feasible. If you bring the materials, we can.
Oh,
cook
which
We got the meat.
I would hope so. All right. So you got that jotted
Yes.
down.
Yep.
Okay. The other first
So,
level thing you get is called
Raven
favored foe.
The Goddess.
All right, so you will pick somebody, and that is your target for the time being. And so when you hit a creature with an attack roll, you can call on your mystical bond, and
Okay.
you will make that person your
So
bitch
your
for basically about an hour.
domains would either
Okay.
be life or death.
All right, so for the
So-
first time on each of your turns, when you hit that person, you're going to deal
Choose
extra
one
damage
domain.
to the tune of a
So,
D4 right
knowledge,
now.
life.
All right, so say you hit him with your sword. Your
Okay,
sword
so
does a
there's,
D8 worth of damage.
um,
You're just going to be doing a D8 and then a D4 on top of it. So you're doing extra damage to a favored foe.
knowledge.
Okay. It also make you have advantages of tracking them, finding them. You know, if they try to run away, you're going to chase them down. You're a hunter when it comes to stuff like that.
So it's probably the life
And then when you get
domain.
to second level, we'll start talking about some cool
you
options.
probably still heal the
Okay.
sick and wounded.
You're still working. Oh, you were helping McKenna the cleric,
Yes,
and then did you help Jess with first level druid stuff?
I have not yet.
Okay, then I will do that.
That's your.
And then what's going to
expertise.
happen is this: I'm going to help Jessica out with her first level character abilities, and then we're going to wrap up for the night, and we're going to come back in 2 weeks.
Okay.
And when we
So,
come
since
back,
you're
we're going
gonna
to polish
take the
off the
life
kids, make
domain,
sure all of our characters are in place
So
and have
you
names.
do life
And I'm going to
domain.
throw a start situation right at them. So they're going to be in a town, and there's going to be things going on, and it's going to be up to them to
That's
explore and find
It'll
out
be
what's going
fun.
on around
Can
them.
I rob somebody?
What's that? I didn't hear you.
Can you rob
I want to
somebody?
rob someone.
You can try.
Can I make someone
my
eat a dead
character
horse?
flirts.
You can try.
Okay,
First,
let's get through the rest
let's
of
get through
this
this, and then I'll
before.
answer all of those questions and then some. There's going to be a little speech at the end.
Can
Okay.
I rob one of them?
I would recommend against it. Here, let me just say that right now. That's called PvP, player versus player.
She
As
can
a
kill
dungeon
you.
master, I don't. As a dungeon
Yeah,
master,
Rob,
I don't
you-
allow it. I don't allow it because it creates problems at the table. I've been involved in PvP situations in the past, and it's never worked out for the person who's taken me on. And there's
Oh.
always some sort of
you
sour
guys are a
grapes.
party working together.
Yeah. So what you want to do is you want to be, like in an MMO, you're going to call it PvE, players versus environment. Okay, go ahead. Yes.
Can
No.
you like?
So
Go ahead, Everett.
Can you like steal from stores without them noticing, or just
potentially.
murder them and take everything?
Wow,
Okay.
we got a murder level on our defense. All right,
Violent.
Okay.
Can you bring that one in?
Everett.
Violent.
Let me just get this out, and then we'll come back over here to Jess.
So when you choose this one, you gain
You
proficiency with
can
heavy
do
armor.
anything in
So
this
you
game.
can
There are
flip it
no
over.
rules that constrain you.
So I can blow up the
But
town.
let me finish the
So
sentence, please.
it's,
Let me finish the sentence.
So
Okay.
light, medium armor. So now you also get heavy.
But
So
what
it
you need to
means you
do
could actually wear
is
the
you need to
plate
realize
now.
that this is
The
a game
ones
that
that the
doesn't go
knights wear?
consequence free.
Okay.
As the DM, Tanya and I will be running basically everybody else in the world.
Okay.
Everybody you will meet. Some will be friendly, some won't be. Some will be dumb, some won't be. Some will be strong, some won't be.
The dumb ones
Okay?
would be
So you will have, and we're going to have a little talk about alignment, because
Okay.
alignment
Your
is basically
domain
how your character
spells,
behaves.
ones that you
And there are
gain,
9
so
alignments
under,
to choose
like,
from, and we'll talk about
your
that, because I
domain
really don't put a
spells
lot
will
of
be
stock into
less
it, but it's nice to have
materials.
as a guide. So keep this in mind as you play the game. One of Isaac Newton's laws of motion, the third law, every action has an equal and opposite reaction.
Okay. So
There are going to be
I'm gonna
people you
get
can
the
steal from,
other,
sure. Then there's gonna be
sheet that
people
you
who are
need,
gonna
'cause
punish you
need
for
the
stealing from
spellcasting
you.
Yeah.
sheet. I don't know
You
if
can
happen
attack
to-
I
somebody,
do.
but
Okay.
they may fight
So on the
back.
spellcasting sheet,
You might murder
so
somebody,
you would
sure,
have
but you're going to have to
three
pay the
cantrips known.
consequences for
So
that.
in the back of the
So
book,
you want to
would put-
measure. It's not just a game where you're going to go bonkers in. There might
So
be
okay, here's
appropriate,
all
you
the
know, that might be
spells.
part of the
Yeah.
character that you're
I think
developing,
there's
that
a
you're going to be the
list.
kind of person who's
So-
just going to want to be a
So
bad
you would
guy.
look at.
There's going to be a lot of
the
people who are going to
cleric
convince you that that's a
spells.
bad
So
idea.
you would
And it may
think
result
that
in
you
your
know
character
3
being
of
jailed.
these,
May
or
result
that
in your
you can
character being
cast 3
ganged
of
up
them.
on
You would
and
probably
carried away,
pray for them
never to be seen
in the
again.
morning or at
These
night,
things can
and then
happen.
you can
You try to tame the
choose
dragon,
that
and the dragon
and
eats you
switch
instead.
them out depending on the day.
Yes,
Okay.
Because you
What
have
kind of
access
one do you
to
want to
all of
dragon?
these in all of
I
these.
couldn't even
Okay.
probably
But
do
you can
that
only
as a 10th or an
cast
11th character.
3 of these
11th
a day
character.
and
So
2 of these
I
a
would
day.
I would be very careful
right
about
now.
what kind of
So
cows
you
you
don't
try to bite
have
into
go
just off the
fireball,
bat.
fireball, fireball, fireball.
Slice it
I'm gonna
down.
I'm
You
gonna
can say,
cut you off at
I'm
the
gonna
moment.
heal
I'm gonna
you
go back
right
over here to
now,
Jess and help
and
her
I'm
out,
gonna
and then I'll come back
detect
and answer your
magic
questions.
and-
Okay?
I'm done for
Fair?
the day.
All right.
So we would use them wisely. That
Alright.
type of thing.
We're gonna have some fun here.
So we'll
I
do
can tell.
that.
You and I are gonna have some fun, buddy. That's okay. Don't worry
It's
about it.
very warm over here, standing in front of the light.
Yeah.
You think so? All right. So Jessica, at first level,
Okay, so then
you get
first
a special
level,
druidic language.
then at second
only
level
druids
you'd be able
understand.
to channel where you
Okay.
can like
But
turn
the
on
big
that.
thing
Yeah.
is you get at
So
first
you
level is your
don't
Oh, I'm
spellcasting.
so excited for that part.
Okay. So at first level, you'll be able to cast 2 first level
What
spells.
did we say for you as a ranger?
Let me see.
Yeah.
I think I have a spell sheet here for you. Here we go. Here's a spell sheet. McKenna might need one of these too, I think.
McKenna
one at
has
home.
hers at home.
She has hers at home already?
She just needed to figure out the
Okay.
domains.
So right here. Spellcasting class, you can put druid there.
Ranger.
Spellcasting ability is wisdom. We're going to fill all that stuff in. Okay? And then
You get favorite enemy and
in
natural
this,
explorer.
here's your first level spells. You can
So,
put 2 right there.
favorite foe.
Right here.
And then natural
And then this box is for
explorer.
keeping track of how many spells per day you've cast.
That's
Now,
an environment. That
you're going to start
where
learning
he
spells.
Would
And you know what? Look at me. We're going to start going all over this
Arctic
during
coast.
in the interim. between
Arctic
now
was
and-
just
and
like snow.
next
You get to
session,
pick
okay?
one of these.
It can
Like
be
the coast
complicated,
where
but
it's on the
easy once you
sea,
see
desert,
the rhythm.
forest, grassland,
You're going
mountain,
to pick a
swamp,
couple of
or
spells,
underdark.
and those are going to
Which one would be more appropriate to you and your
Don't
character?
worry about it. It may sound complicated, but it's going to be really easy.
Forest. So your
Okay.
natural explorer.
All right, Everett, I'm going to give you a chance for one more question. Make it a good one. Nope.
Yes, we.
I have a feeling this is
We
going to be a
are-
constant thing for the two of us. Everett, yes,
New
no.
idea.
Go ahead, buddy.
Is it possible to join the Royal Guard?
Yes.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Not if you're robbing and killing people, though.
Yeah,
Let me put that caveat
I
out.
think that's one of
But
those.
what if you
Positive
join the
facts.
Royal Guard?
What if you
come
hide
and
the fact that
slay
you're
the
robbing
king?
and killing people?
What
Well-
if you join the Royal Guard and get up the ranks and then slay
And right
the
now,
king
you
and
don't
then
have
run
any
for it?
spell casting until the next.
Why
That's-
do you
that's a
have this
whole
much
plot
time
line.
to think about
Okay.
this?
Yeah.
So
Well,
you might
you
want to
have to remember,
around
he's an
with one of
adolescent
these.
boy. This is what we do.
Yeah.
When I was 11, 12 years old, there was a lot of. I was introduced to D&D.
I'm like,
and
this
to
is a
Dungeons and
good
Dragons when I was
starter
12.
thing, but
So let me tell
you're going to
you,
reference this.
he's
a
not that
lot.
far off. He
The only
really
thing
isn't.
I think about was going home and finishing science notes. How was he thinking about this?
Because he's Everett.
It's
The only
one
thing we
here.
used to do is play with Nerf bullets and see if he can shoot us in the eyeball.
All right. So we're going to wrap up for tonight. All right. So have your questions. If you and I'm going to make sure that before everybody leaves tonight, you all have my email and my phone number, so you can text me stuff. You can find me on Facebook. You know, do you guys do Discord at all?
Yeah.
I have Discord.
Okay.
I have Tanya and my
So
mother.
we have a Discord server for the convention that we never use. So I'll make sure that everybody gets invites to it, so you can all join that. We can
Should
have
I give you my name on
What is
Discord?
Discord?
in a minute. Discord's it's an internet chat program thing.
Oh, that thing you mute, Abby?
Yes.
For gaming. Yeah.
It's like text messages for me.
Oh,
I
yeah.
still mute them all.
All right.
Mhm.
So here's the things I want you to think about: names, backgrounds, things that you want to do, goals. And then when we get back together again, we're going to finish all the details. We're going to dot the I's, cross the T's, and get you all ready. We're going to select powers that you may not have selected yet, get you all your abilities lined up and everything. Then we're going to figure out how you all know each other, if you know each other. And then I'm going to throw you into town and see what happens. Now, as far as the game world is concerned, okay, I have a game world that I have been homebrewing and constructing myself for the past 30 years. I'm not going to use it for this session. We're all going to world build together. Okay, we're going to create something together. All right, I can give you some basics. I'm going to create some towns. I'm going to create a general map where certain areas are, but I'm going to have you guys help me fill in everything. All right, so you can come up with kingdoms and you can say, okay, we want to travel to this location. Well, how are we going to do that? We'll figure all that stuff out. What are the levels of magic? How do the creatures interact? No, Everett, hang on.
No more questions. We need to wrap up.
You know what? I'm going to start saying no, Everett, even when he doesn't have his hand up. All right. But so I don't want you to feel daunted, because one of these days you guys are going to have a chance. If you really get into this, you guys are going to have a chance to dungeon master yourselves. And it would be easy for me to drop you into the middle of Terrenia, which is this world that I've created for 30 years. And you can go in any way, and it's all complicated. There's thousands of years of lore and all these different stories and all these different things that have happened, and you may let go, I can't do that. Yes, you can. If I can, anybody can. All right. So this is going to be an experiment for us as a team. Okay, Tanya and I and you guys, and if anybody else joins us, and even Ann and the parents, if they have 2 cents they want to throw in, we're going to throw it in. We're going to have some fun. We're going to create this world together. Yes, Everett.
Can we do bets?
No. Can you what?
Like
Bets?
You possibly
There-
have a chance to
there-
gamble.
There are actually gambling rules.
You are
Oh.
12. What money do you have?
I have
Well-
money in the game.
Everett doesn't have money, but Crash is going to have a couple of gold pieces in his pocket. You remember, then you guys are going to have starting coin, and starting gear and things like that. So
I was talking about betting on the real game, where we would have like player versus player.
you don't want to bet against me,
No.
because if I know, I'll fix it. I'll win. I cheat.
The screen is to hide our rolls. That
Yeah.
will.
Here, for instance, I just rolled a 15. Honest to God, I'll show you a picture of it and everything. But I can just sit there and go, yeah, I rolled a 20. I win. Yeah. It says 11, but I rolled a 20. I throw bonuses, and that can happen. No, I'm kidding. I wouldn't do that to you. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that to you.
So you want to start thinking about like the role playing aspect, and like you are the story.
Mm-hmm.
So you are driving the story. Every action that you do will have a consequence, either good or bad.
I have a tendency of writing epic plot lines for a lot of my veteran players. I'm going to try and avoid doing that in this particular game. I want you guys to drive the story, not me. So this is going to be what we call a sandbox game. All right, you play in the sandbox. You can do whatever you want in the sandbox. I see your hand up, Everett. I'm going to ignore it for just a moment. I'll come to it, I promise. All right. So you guys are going to tell me and Tanya, hey, we want to go out into the wilderness and adventure. We want to explore and maybe blaze a trail. You might find an area of land that seems to be teeming with wildlife, but there's no civilization. Okay, cool. We're going to set up an outpost out here. Okay, then you're going to have to control that area, and you're going to have to find where the bad guys are and clear them out. And then you're going to have to come up with an idea for your outpost and design it and how you're going to construct it and things like that. Or you may travel to a far-off land and see if you can figure out if sailing ships can fly. Newsflash, they can.
Oh.
What?
So there's going to be lots of
Depending on the magic.
opportunities.
Depending on the magic.
So-
Yes, Jess.
Use duct tape.
With duct tape.
No, do we have duct
Yeah,
tape?
was it for Everett?
No. Duct tape does not exist, but you can probably invent it.
So we're gonna take questions like the first couple sessions, but if you have something that that you need to ask one of us, and if Chris is so if Chris is explaining and DMing or whatever, I can come over to you, Everett, separately, and you could quietly tell me your question, and I may be able to answer it right then and there. Just because we don't want to kind of disrupt the flow, because even us as veteran gamers, we're like, oh wait, hold on a second, does that actually work? Yeah. Type thing.
And that leads me to, I'm sorry to interrupt. That leads me to the final point that I really want to make before I forget it. We're all going to be learning this game together. Okay. Now I've been playing it for a couple of years, and I've also been playing the other versions, so I know a lot of the basics really, really well. Tanya is excellent at it. She's got a great head for rules. Don't worry about making mistakes. Don't feel bad. Don't be scared. Don't be like, oh, I don't want to try that. I don't know if I know what I'm doing. Try it. The thing about this game is there's going to be a magic phrase. Everett's already touched it on a couple of times. He'll ask something, and I will say, you can try. There is no limiting factor to this game other than the expansion of your imagination. That's it. There is always a way to try things out. The Dungeon Master's Guide has a ton of rules in it. Player's Handbook has a ton of rules in it. We do not have to memorize those. This is this acronym over here. You see Raw versus Rock? Raw is rules as written, and Rock is rule of cool. There are going to be times where the rules as written are going to say, this can only happen this way, but you're going to apply it. You can have a cool idea. You're going to be like, wait, this might be bending the rules a little bit. We'll talk
This is
about
how
it.
I'm going to try to do it.
Let's have a conversation. And if I think this is great, and my fellow judge here thinks that's a great idea, we're going to let you take a crack at it. It may just be a dice roll, But don't be afraid to try things. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Yes, Everett.
Okay.
I'm going to let you know in the future. I'm going to limit you to 5 questions a session.
Okay, so when we start off next time, can you put me in the middle of a forest fighting people, and then I go to the town?
No, I'm not going to do that.
It's really hard when the party is split. Believe me, we have veteran DMs that hate when the party gets split, because then you have to manage 2 characters here, and then the other 3 are sitting out, and then flip flop over to the other one.
Just as a point of order, as I was mentioning earlier, I dungeon master every other Sunday for my kids and their friends, and a buddy of mine comes and he's the ringer. He helps them out. He's like Tanya in this case. So there's 8 people at the table, and that's a lot. Usually, an average D&D party is 4. All right, 4 to 5 is usually an average. We table 9 at her home game, but we're all veterans and we all know to just kind of like just chilling.
Huge setup, though.
Yeah, she has my setup is based on hers, with fewer chairs. I have the same size
rolly
tables.
chairs.
Anyway,
I
but
have
regardless
a
of
rolly
that,
chair right now.
this is what I did to myself for 2 sessions straight. I had the party split in 4 different locations. So I had 2 people over here, 3 people over here, 1 person solo over here, 1 person solo over, and it was for the story's sake. I had to do this for the story's sake, and I knew what I was getting myself into, but let me tell you, that was tough.
I feel bad for you.
I felt bad for me too.
So, yeah.
So what we want to do is, because we're all starting off together, so we're going to start together. Like I said, one of the last things we're going to do before we jump into the game itself is we're going to establish how the 5 of you know each other. And I believe there's another person missing, so there may be some character creation going on before. So we'll help that person get up to speed. I don't know who that was.
Mia, but she has dance on Wednesdays.
Okay, so she probably won't be joining us until dance is over in June.
Yeah.
All right, so we got a couple sessions, and then we can fit Mia in. There's not a Maya, there's just Mia.
There's a Maya and a Mackenzie as well.
Okay.
But Maya is playing lacrosse, and Mackenzie's mom. It's not that she says no; it's just she's not sure of traveling in this city.
Does she know your mother?
Maybe.
That thinks Henrietta is part of the city?
Okay.
All right. So, again, let me just reiterate that. Guys, you are about to step into an amazing story. The cool part about it is that none of us, including Tanya and I, we don't know what's about to happen. That's the best part of the story, is that we all get to kind of figure out how it's going to form together, right? No such thing as a bad question unless it's Everett's.
I feel
You young men.
Bye.
All right, so we're going to say goodbye.
Bye.
So thank you for all of your time.
Say bye, children.
Bye.
Good luck.